You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. The most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey. The most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
With so much life, just come on this way. Not even thinking that we would realize trust. That's why I say, Lord, please listen to this prayer that comes from the Lord. Please send us another Moses again. Oh, we just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. Time to make them oppress us stay. So the children could see their way. Make them get on their knees and pray. Then I'll be up to judgment day. Just can't make it this way. Please deliver us today. Be like the Israelites did. Please send us another Moses again. Lord, we just can't make it this way. Yes, deliver us today. Oh, we just can't go this way. No, we just can't make it this way. Please listen to what I say. Yes, hurry up with judgment day. We just can't make it this way. No, we just can't make it this way. Must we get old and gray? And the children can't see their way. Oh, we just can't make it this way. Oh, we just can't make it this way. We like the Israelites did. Please send us another Jesus again. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh.
I feel under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. It's so sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and me. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother. the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me, man. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover, cover, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover, cover, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover, 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 cover me, cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's in the village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And of course, ladies and we always say, doesn't matter what color t-shirt you wear a purple t-shirt, a burgundy t-shirt. Each and every one is welcome in the village on WZYE 95.9 FM. Doesn't matter what planet you're from Mazatania, Xenorania, Sonoranias. Each and every one is welcome in the village on WZYE 95.9 FM. And this is how we start the
We
thing.
have our place, WZYE. where they treat you like friends and family. So if you're looking for a place to belong, going WZYE, you could come along. If you have haste, do come with me. We do have dad on WZYE, Santa Medite.
Yeah. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, you always say, yeah, in the village, we originate, we don't imitate, we bring you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Take a listen.
Anselm LeBon and Marshall Nesbitt solemnly swear to conduct this radio program in a true, fair, and balanced manner, ensuring that all perspectives are given equal consideration and that the information presented is objective and unbiased. We pledge to provide a platform where diverse voices can be heard, fostering open and constructive dialogue that serves the best interests of our audience and community. Our commitment is to uphold the principles of journalistic integrity and ethical broadcasting throughout the duration of this program. Thank you.
The mic is muted.
Let me bring in the man himself, the one and only. Uncle
Good evening. Special good evening. It's Thursday. Happy to be here. Good evening to everybody in the village. Looking forward to a wonderful, splendiferous evening.
Tommy, it seems like kind of early these days, boy, because we have guests coming in kind of early. And our guest is already in the background. Darrell, put on your camera. When you hear me. Yeah. All right, there we go. You have on his camera and you have to unmute his mic too, though. We already have we guests inside. Folks, you all will be shocked. You all will be shocked who our guest is tonight. He is related to a person, Tommy, in our chat. He's related. And people gonna be shocked that that he have such a how I could call it, boy. How I could put it nice, coming from a male to male Tommy. Anyway, let me bring the guy in. Let me bring him in himself. Let's bring him in. Hold on. Like you don't want to, like they want to bring him in, boy. Let me bring him in. Hello, how are you doing?
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening to you.
Happy to
We
be
have to
here.
introduce you because we know your father that's been in this chat, and people knowing his name is Mean Gene Julian. You know we get the name Mean Gene Julian. You know we get that name.
I know. I want to hear if you know.
You know, to be honest with you, I don't know. You know, seriously, I don't. Yeah.
It was a time when he used to lift every single weight in the weight room, and so people used to call him Mean Gene because he was a bad guy in the gym.
Oh,
so
what was that?
That's they got the name.
That was like what 40 years ago.
That's when it began. I'll say that. That's when it began.
That's when it started.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. Well, I gotta say, you know, he's a mainstay here, you know, in the village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Walsh. I know sometimes you might be passing by and you're hearing his name calling on the, on the radio program, you know. But that's you know, I mean, he really haven't. We have asked him to at least call in so people can hear his voice because people really, you know, he never really call in or nothing like that. But at least, you know, you can represent him. That is all right. You know. So the main purpose of it, Darrell, is that the reason why we get to here is your father is a great fan of us. And, you know, and we want to highlight, you know, people who are doing good things in the community and people that look like you, a young man like you know, doing good things in the community. And, you know, I see you call yourself a financial coach. You could also say a financial analyst. So kind of tell us, you know, first of all, tell us, you know, who you work for and what exactly does a financial analyst do? I mean, I have an understanding of what it does. I think Tommy will have an understanding too. But tell us, like in a nutshell, what does a financial analyst do, and how does a financial coach slash analyst actually help people, with their finance?
Yes. Well, first, I want to say thank you for allowing me the platform to speak. I hear you guys talking so often. I feel like I know you guys personally because my father is always tuned in. So I want to say thank you, show gratitude. But I'm a financial coach, financial analyst. I've been in the industry for 13 years. I have my insurance and my investment license, Series 6. So I'm able to assist clients in setting up their retirement accounts, college funds for their kids, and other non-retirement investment vehicles. And so the main purpose or my main service is to help people understand how money works. That's my goal. I want to help someone who is a complete novice when it comes to financial literacy. And by the time they're done talking with me, in a matter of 20, 30, 45 minutes or what have you, they walk away with a better understanding of their money and how to prepare themselves for the future.
Now, talk to us a little bit about, even though you're talking about a financial coach, does a financial coach help a person with respect to insurance, like life insurance, for example? Because, I think in the Black community, we tend to not look at life insurance. We think, man, if I get life insurance, oh, yeah, ready to dead or something,
Right. Right.
Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. We have to get out of the superstition within the Black community, and particularly the Caribbean and African diaspora. That's kind of like, hey, if you talk life insurance, I mean, you're preparing for death. But ultimately, yes, insurance is your baseline. That's the foundation of your finances. I don't think you can talk finances without talking insurance, life insurance in particular. Life insurance is one of the easiest ways to create a instant estate for your family. If you have kids, you have other assets, life insurance can help not only pay for your death and your funeral costs, but life insurance can be the way for you to make sure you transition over to your kids, or even as the Bible says, your children's children, make sure you take care of them. So that's ultimately where I start. When I sit down and do a financial analysis or a financial needs analysis, the first thing I'm doing is ask them how much life insurance you have separate from your employer. Because the idea is you want to make sure that you're preparing in the event that we don't see these investments grow, that your family can still be taken care of, because your greatest asset is your income. And when you're dead, your income usually dies with you too.
Now, go ahead, Tommy.
You said life insurance. No, there are different types of life insurance. Which one would you advise? Whole life or?
So there's never a one size fits all type of approach when it comes to your finances. But for the average person, the most average person, a term insurance policy is ideal. And I know there's a stigma of, well, what about when my insurance expires? The reason why I always advise to go with a term for the average person is because you don't expect your financial situation to remain the same for your whole life. I'm pretty sure both of you gentlemen can think back years at the exact time when you knew your financial situation has changed. So to purchase a product that's supposed to take care of your finances in a permanent position for your whole life kind of defeats the whole idea or the goal of improving your finances. So at some point you want it to grow. So if you get a 25 or 30 or 35 year term, by that time, all your children have grown. By the time you're probably ready for retirement, and so you're looking to make some changes as it relates to your finances, at that time, you probably may transition to a whole life to finish out the rest of your life. You may do another 10 years, but at that point, you should ideally have some money accumulated to where life insurance isn't as much as a necessity at that point, 30, 35 years later. So term insurance.
Yeah,
Term life is what you recommend.
Yeah.
Yes.
Listen to this, I think I don't want to give your father no credit, you know what I mean? Because I think I think you went out there, he may have laid the foundation for you. You had to start from the foundation. But But you went out there and do all the work. But Darrell, really and truly, right? Most people, most insurance people, today when they talk, and Tommy, that was such a brilliant question. Most insurance people that I have known that recommended insurance me, the first thing they start with is a whole life policy. The first thing they start with is like, hey, listen, you got a whole life policy, you can save money here, and you can do this insurance here, and as you go along, after 20 years, you have a saving. So I was very interested. I mean, that was such a brilliant question by Tommy, because I was going to ask that question too as well. And normally they don't tell you term life insurance.
Yeah, and I can tell you why.
Tell us why.
So, well, the main reason is whole life will pat their pockets a lot better. Okay, as an insurance agent, if I sell a more, it's like, let's say I'm selling cars. I can sell you a car for 20 grand, but if I can kind of get you to buy the one for 30K, I'm going to sell it 30K. Why? Because my commission higher, right? The car both going to serve its purpose, but if I can get you to buy the 30K as a sales rep, I want you to spend more money. So most of them are thinking about themselves. I'm not just an insurance agent. I'm a financial coach. I possess a financial license known as an investment license, securities license. So I don't have to try to fit all my clients into one product. See, if I'm a handyman and the only tool I have is a hammer, well, then every single problem has to include a nail. Because I'm more equipped to put together a financial plan, I don't necessarily have to try to fit my clients into just a whole life. I can set up an investment account to where they'll have more money accumulated at the end of their term when the term expires. The second reason is because I don't advise clients to go into a whole life just straight out, is because most of those policies are more expensive, and the additional money that goes into the cash value doesn't go to the client when they pass away. So you spend more money to put into this account that upon your death goes back to the insurance company. So now you're pushing out more money when that additional income could have went to some type of qualified account for your retirement, such as a Roth IRA. It could have went to your kids' schooling. It could have went to a minor IRA if you don't believe your kids will go to school, to give them a head start in life. It can go towards a newborn's UGMA account, which is a uniform gift to a minor. There are so many different things you can do with the additional money. So I try to put together a plan that doesn't just try to fit everybody into, one umbrella type of plan.
This is very interesting, very, very interesting. And the why it's very interesting is because in our community, somehow we seem to be scared about life insurance. For some reason, I mean, in your experience, does it take a lot more convincing the people that look like you and I with respect to life insurance? Does it take a lot more convincing?
Slightly, yes, because of that, like we mentioned earlier, superstition, right? That it means that you're already writing your death wish, and you're calling it quits. I will have clients that would freely set up their investment accounts, be it retirement, non-retirement, and then delay doing the life insurance. There's just this idea that life insurance is a secondary plan or a secondary need. The necessity for it in our community is minuscule. I don't know why it falls so far on the totem pole. But I was having a conversation with a gentleman of another race, and their mindset is totally different. When they think of life insurance, they think of transfer of wealth.
Correct.
When we think of life insurance, we look at life insurance as a bill. And I think if we can start to have that paradigm shift, it would allow us to be able to understand, look, I'm not just paying a bill to cover my death benefit or death bills. I'm paying this premium to actually create wealth that can transition down to my kid. Because, you'll never put into a life insurance plan in comparison to what it will pay out. You're never going to put in the same amount. There's always going to be a greater payout. So it's just a mindset thing.
So what people have to understand, right, is, for example, if you're in your 20s and you get a 30 or 35-year policy, right, it would be much cheaper than a whole life policy,
Way
right?
cheap. Way
Yeah,
cheap.
right. So talk a little bit about that. And but the older you get, a term policy becomes a little more expensive. You know?
That's true. And that's why it always pays to start early, right? They say, what's the best time to buy life insurance? The day before you die. Well, since we don't know when we're gonna die, the second best is today,
Yeah.
right? So you start. But the reason why you go with term because the price is so much lower, that additional money that you would have put into the whole life, which ultimately would have went to the cash value, again, it can go to some high yield investment account like a mutual fund or ETF or some type of index account that gives a solid return, that by the time your term expires, you have cash. And that's the thing I think a lot of people miss, is that if I have greater disposable income,
Right.
I can now take that money and invest into things that's going to make me more money. So when my term expires, I don't need a lot of insurance anymore because I have liquid cash.
Mhm. Yeah, and that makes so much sense in that when people I know when people look, but let me ask you this question. I was kind of um flabbergasted, so to speak. But when you first went into training, Darrell, didn't this steer you towards telling your clients that they should buy a whole life policy as opposed to a term life insurance policy when you first started?
Absolutely. Yeah, of course. I mean, that's still kind of the lingo. And now being more mature, I can always tell between the guys who are just pure insurance agents and those who are true financial coaches or financial analysts, financial advisors.
So you don't call yourself like a person who is just, following the line. Then, you want to go, you know, over the line, so to speak, or you want to think outside the box. Then,
That's correct.
you don't just want to follow along with what other people are doing, because in this way you could line your pocket quicker. But you can do the same. You just have to work. You might just have to work a little harder, but then you might able getting more clients.
I do. Yeah, I do. I have just shy of 5,000 clients that I've serviced. And it's mainly because I educate them first. And once you have the education, you can then make an educated decision, right? When it comes to your money, the most expensive flaw to have is ignorance.
Yep.
That is being ignorant when it comes to money is the most expensive flaw. And people prey on that. They literally they make predatory moves and advice because they know someone is not educated. So I take an educational approach to make sure people understand, look, these are the pros and cons of each plan. And my goal is to make sure that your pros outweigh your con. I want to make sure at the end of the day, when we look down 20 years, 30 years down the road, that you're satisfied with your decision and not disappointed.
Now, let's look at the investment perspective. So we look at term life insurance as the starting point, right? So
Correct.
we doing 100-meter dash here now. We had the starting point. By the way, your father used to say he was a sprinter. I don't know. I don't know. I know they have a Mercedes Benz called a Sprintec. You know.
He used to sell them. That's what he used to do.
he was talking what he added an EC at the end.
That's
Right?
funny.
Yeah. But yeah, when we look at it, we start with the term life insurance. What about investment as far as the market is concerned? It's another taboo as
Yeah.
far as minority is concerned. When you tell them about stocks, investing in the market, it's like, man, I go lose all my money. I go, to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. See, the thing about money, it should be working for you, right?
Yeah.
A a closed hand can't receive anything. And that's how most people are. They live their life with their hands, closed, right? Holding on to their money. And I believe that if we can get this mindset of, look, money is supposed to be a currency, right? It's supposed to continuously moving. And you can initiate that move by just investing into the economy. Because you go put your money at the bank, right? You put your money at the bank. What do you think the bank is doing with your money? You think they just got to sit in the vault, in a nice little pretty vault? As soon as you know, the moment you drop your money off at the bank is investing and circulating. They're making currency, right? They're investing it to make more money. You put $1 in, they're looking to make 10. You put 10, they're trying to make 100, and so on and so forth. And that's why you see a jar full of dum-dums and suckers as you walk out the bank. You ever realize that? It's no other piece of candy. It's always dum-dums and suckers, right? The lollipop. It's having another sucker as you exit the bank. So we have to understand, look, if you invest your money the right way, that money can start working for you. And there's something called compound interest. That compound interest will work in your favor. Imagine you're getting 10, 12, 15% in the right account for years on end. That far outweighs saving underneath the mattress or in a pillowcase or in a shoebox in the closet or something like that.
Now, what about mutual funds?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's another thing with respect to investing or trying to steer people, into investment. Because, the older you get, the less risk averse you are, and you want to go into more conservative investments the older you get. So how do you deal with a younger client as opposed to a client that might be closer to retirement?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, the strategies are always going to be different. First is based on age, right? And then of course your investment objective. But when as it relates to mutual funds, I'm a big advocate for mutual funds because the average person does not have the wherewithal. The average person does not have the knowledge or the time or patience to sit and watch individual stocks and all the volatility it has on a day-to-day basis. So for someone who wants to learn how to invest, get into the market, and be able to take advantage of the market and the global economy, a mutual fund is great because your average mutual fund is going to give you somewhere around 150 different stocks or equities, if you will, bonds and all different stuff all in one. It's a portfolio, and most of them are professionally money managed. So now you have a team of professional money managers who went to school to learn this stuff, to master this stuff, managing your money for you. And all you have to do is just make your monthly or frequent contributions. They don't have to be monthly, it could be quarterly or annually, but just your consistent and frequent contributions, and mutual funds work. Now, when I'm talking to someone that is young, my goal for them is always a long-term strategy. So we may go with something just a little more aggressive, something that can be able to weather the storm in the markets, the up and downs and things like that. Like we're getting closer to this election time, and typically during the election time is when the market kind of get a little bit choppy because it's uncertainty between political parties and things like that. Well, if someone is young, they can weather that storm. Someone maybe closer to retirement, more seasoned. I want to choose my words rightly. Someone more seasoned in life, I may not go with an aggressive account. I may go with something more conservative, or even an annuity that protects their principal, that can possibly give them some type of guaranteed income for life, if the situation is right. So the strategy always varies based on age and then what the objective is with their money at the back end.
I hear you. Go ahead, Tommy.
Now, lately there's been a lot of talk about two main categories, which is AI and tech. What do you think of this?
I think you should be getting ahead of the wave. We're just at the tip of the iceberg. Tech is constantly advancing. Look how far tech has came from just the 2000s to now, right? From Y2K to now. And then we've always had AI. It's just become more accessible, right? We've always had AI. AI has been around for a while. Artificial intelligence they've always used. I mean, we've had it for at least 30 years. It's just not where it is. where we see it now. What I believe as far as investing is that maybe you don't invest into the individual companies because there's still a lot of uncertainty and still a lot of volatility and shakiness, but you can get into a mutual fund or ETF that has these companies. You can get into some type of index account that represent that have these companies to represent that portfolio, because they're not going anywhere. I mean, AI tech, as a matter of fact, it's so prominent, it's so standard in our life that guess what? They're fusing it with finance. They're fusing it with healthcare. They're fusing it with almost every sector you can think about. So the best thing to do is don't be afraid of it. Understand it, learn it, embrace it. And what you do is you maybe find some type of an account that suits you, that you can benefit from the advancement of these two things.
But are you threatened by AI, that AI might be able to replace you, and that a person could just go and put in like, give me the top 5 stocks to invest in. Give me the top 5 mutual funds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So yes, there is that point that you gotta look at. I get it. There's that fear. However, there's some things that do require a license, and unfortunately, AI can't go take a license and get an investment license, something like that. So you still would need a human being to help you initiate these accounts and stuff like that. As long as humans are around, somebody has to work on these robots and stuff like that. So, as long as we have humans, I'm not necessarily worried that it'll take my job, because guess what? There's still going to be a small number of people who say, I don't trust the computer. I don't trust technology. I want to talk to a human. So there's still that factor.
Some people may ask, right? Some people may ask, well, what exactly is an annuity? You want to kind of give them a little background when you talk about annuity, what that means. It is different. There's IRAs, there's Roth IRAs, there's different type of IRAs, there's annuity. Talk a little bit about that, and that I know that an IRA could help you with taxes from a tax perspective as well. So talk a little bit about the annuity and and a Roth IRA or just a regular IRA.
Yes.
And the difference.
Absolutely. So an annuity is just an investment vehicle. It allows you to be able to put yourself in a position to invest for the future. Most annuities are contracts. They typically will last maybe 5, 6, 7 years. Some of them have an ability to be immediate, but it's just a vehicle that provides some level of protection on your money in most instances. But you have different types of annuities. You have fixed, right? And then you have variable. Then you have some that are indexed and some that are not, right? They all depend on, again, your investment objective, your age, your time horizon, things like that. There are a lot of different suitability factors that go into that. But an annuity is just an investment vehicle that most people use who are closer to retirement. There's an age requirement that you have to meet in order for you to even get into it. It's typically for your older crowd who's at retirement, looking for, again, something that can provide a little bit of protection. Now, when it comes to a Roth IRA and traditional IRA, those two things are to me, I think, one of the best vehicles for the average person, because it's just another vehicle as opposed to a Roth IRA, an annuity, excuse me. They give tax benefits. Okay. Now, everybody's situation is different. And when it comes to taxes, I leave that to the tax professionals. But just some general information on it. The Roth typically is your non-qualified money, meaning that money does not qualify you for any tax contribution benefits, meaning if you can't deduct it. If I contribute to it, I can't deduct it because it's non-qualified. Whereas a traditional does provide you with tax benefits, potentially, because everybody's situation is different. You can invest into it and you can actually deduct what you invested into it. Where the biggest benefit comes between a Roth and a traditional is at retirement. Both you have to meet the age of 59 and a half. Once you reach the age of 59 and a half, one is taxed, one is tax-free. The Roth is tax-free. Why? Because guess what? You've already paid taxes on the money. It wasn't qualified. The traditional is taxed, and it's taxed based on your income by what you withdraw from that account. one or the other, it depends on your situation. For the average person, most people are probably better off with a Roth, only because they're funding it with money that they got paid from their job. That money has already been taxed. So a Roth IRA will probably be most fitting for a majority of people. Traditional IRAs typically come from your employers, because your employer takes the money before he pays you, before you're paying taxes, and he's putting into some type of qualified account. So traditional IRAs typically come, better if it's coming from an employer pre-tax. So they both have their space, they both have their benefits, but again, it comes down to what your preference, what your investment objective is, and what your goal is for the time horizon they're looking to invest.
Now, we have a substantive amount of listeners in Trinidad. Are you familiar with that landscape as far as the investment options?
Unfortunately not, because I know, of course, these tax implications are IRS. That's American. So the tax laws and things like that in Trinidad and the Caribbean diaspora, unfortunately, I'm not too familiar with that. So I wouldn't want to speak on it.
Okay.
Do you have any clients, you give them any advice with respect to a 401k plan in their companies?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So if your corporation provides and offers a 401k, I believe you should take advantage of it, but do not invest more than what they are willing to match you. Meaning, if they say, look, you can contribute to this 401k and we'll match you up to 6%. Don't go dropping 9% because you can do it, because you can afford it and all that. No, you put 6. Whatever they're willing to invest and match you, you put that amount. If they say 6% is your cap, then 6% is your cap. If you can afford to invest 9%, you take that extra 3%, and guess what you do with it? Open you a Roth IRA, traditional IRA, a mutual fund, or something like that. That's where the benefit comes. So as far as 401ks, absolutely take advantage of it. But here's the other piece. Once you leave your employer, never take the money from your previous employer and move it to the next one. I always joke with my clients. I say, especially if it's a lady, I said, would you ever leave your purse at your ex-boyfriend's house? They said, no, absolutely. Fellas, you leaving your wallet at your ex-girlfriend's house? No. Then why you leave your money at your ex-employer's house, right? So you move it from your ex-employer, but you don't put it at the new employer. You put it into your own account, your own individual retirement account. And that's how you will win that game.
But you are not taxed on that once you put it in to another account, right? Another retirement account.
It has to be qualified. That's the caveat. It has to be qualified. It has to be what they say, like to like. It has to be qualified. If it's coming from a retirement account or a job, if you move it, the account that you put it in has to be qualified as well.
And I know back then it was a 10%. You get a 10% tax if it's not a qualified account, something to that effect.
Yeah. So 10% you get the penalty.
Penalty.
Yeah. Plus taxes. Yeah. Because they're going to consider that lump sum income. So they're going to add it to your total income. Okay, yeah. So if you're making 100,000 and then you move money and you have 50K, guess what? For that year, you're paying taxes on 150K, which can be significantly different.
Right. Now, do they still take out money in your 401k before taxes? I know before the money used to come out. So it's like you was getting another savings then, because it's not like they tax the money in your salary and then take it out.
Right.
They take it out and then it's taxed subsequently.
Yeah, so it's pre-tax. That's the benefit of it. It's pre-tax. It's coming from your employer. 9 times out of 10 is pre-tax, right? So that's the benefit, is pre-tax. So the benefit of it being pre-tax is that all your money is going to in the market, and every single dollar is eligible to be able to compound, which is a good thing. It's just on the back end, when you reach that 59 and a half age, now you have to be very mindful of how much you take out, because a portion that you take out will be considered income, because you have to pay taxes on it. The IRS they're like an elephant. They don't forget, you know. So you have to be mindful of that.
So, Darrell, what type of new investments are you seeing lately for your clients? Some new things that have come out in the last 2 years or so. New type of thing.
So from a bad perspective that I'm constantly educating my clients on, and I know there's a million different ways they say to skin a cat, right? But what I've seen more lately is this whole idea of be your own bank, right? And nothing right now irks me more than seeing someone encourage them to cash out their 401k or take a lump sum and fund the IUL. That's really what it is, an IUL, Index Universal Life Insurance, but they call it be your own bank. That's what they call it. Excuse me. That's what they call it, be your own bank. And so that is probably one of the worst advice to give to just the vast majority or the general population, because it is based on your situation. The average person does not need a be your own bank philosophy, because the fees and the price of all that is egregious. So that's the number one thing that I'm starting to see a lot. And I'm seeing that online. I'm seeing, TikToks and Facebook reels and stuff like that. And I'm constantly helping people to understand that there's more bad to that than good. As far as good things, new things, when it comes down to investing, there's nothing real new under the sun, right? There's just things repackaged, rebranded, re-strategized. The old-fashioned still wins. Long-term investing always wins. There are just new ways to do it, but it's still the same thing. You want to invest long-term, IRA, Roth or traditional, mutual funds, index accounts, long-term, thinking long-term would always win.
So, Darrell, so if a person wants to get in contact with you to say, I heard Darrell and Darrell did such a good job, talking about financial planning and so forth, how could that person get in contact with you?
The best way to reach me, I tell everybody, I'm okay with my number being out there. Shoot me a text or WhatsApp or regular landline or cell phone. By my cell phone, 240-273-6511.
Repeat that. Repeat it.
No problem. 240-273-6511. Or you can also reach my website at livemore.net.
Say that again.
Livemore.net.
Okay.
Livemore, L-I-V-E, more.net.
Explain that in a minute or so.
So that's just the website that I have. That's my website.
Live more.
Yeah. Live more. You want to be able to embrace more, right? What God said, have life and life more abundantly. So just live more. Be able to enjoy life. When you have money, you have options, right?
That's what that's about.
Yeah. So livemore.net / / /D So livemore.net / /D
Hey, you ever been to your father, where your father born? You ever been to where your father was born?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Both. He's from Tobago on mom's side. Is from Digger Mountain. So I've been to both.
Okay. Which one you like better, Trinidad or Tobago?
It's all one Caribbean, one island, it's one country.
I like that.
He's a diplomat.
Yeah. Got to.
Look. He just put something in the chat about talk about Wall Street. I know what you want to talk about Wall Street for. Now, man, we want to. Darrell is the guest. And we want to talk about Darrell and the good things that he is doing in his community, man. That's what it's about. But Darrell, we want to say, man, is thank you so much, man, in that we think that, you're a young man and showing people, how they could make these small investments and could end up being very, very significant in their whole family lives, like a life insurance policy, for example. I believe everyone should have a life insurance policy. Everybody. Even if it's a $250,000 life insurance policy. You know what I mean? And 250 term life for a young person wouldn't be really that expensive.
Not very cents on the dollar.
Yeah, cents on the dollar. So you start now, and you get a 30-year policy. And if after 5 years you think you can afford more, decide on afford more, right? So that could be done though, right? If you start with $250,000 policy and you decide, well, boy, I'm making more money now, I want to go to $500,000, you could upgrade that policy, right?
Yeah. Well, the whole idea is you should have 10 times whatever you make in insurance, right? So if you make $50K a year, then you need $500,000 of life insurance. Right. If you make $75K a year, you need $750. Why? Because it should replace your income in the event that you pass. So the idea is for us to put ourselves in a position to where we could create that future wealth without having to chalk up that kind of money, right? So can somebody increase it? Yes. Should they increase it? Yes. Every time your income increases, it should. Because this is my philosophy, right? And I hear you talk about it a lot, and I love it because you talk about a lot of social issues domestically here in the U.S. and then abroad. All the senseless killings that we have by police brutality and stuff like this. It's not a guarantee, but there's one way that we can really make an impact. If every black man had a big life insurance policy,
correct,
$250, $500,000.
Yep.
You know who the richest companies are in the world? Banks and insurance companies. You don't think they'll lobby? You don't think they'll be in front line? They will be at all the marches and stuff like that. Why? Because they said, look, we tired of paying out $250,000. We tired of paying out $500,000. This has to stop. I guarantee you by Monday, there's to be a change. But because every time we die, there's a GoFundMe, and only GoFundMe make money. It's like, rant and everyone go through their whole charade, and then by Monday we forget about it.
It's interesting as you say that. That will be a good thing for people in Trinidad and Tobago to do as well, because the way we have crime in Trinidad and Tobago today, a lot of these people are dying, and there is nothing when they die. Absolutely none. The parents don't see anything. So maybe that carnival money that they're spending, they could buy an insurance policy.
You're treading on bad waters there.
and just in case, skip one carnival, man. Skip a carnival. Right. You know what I mean? You're spending $3,500 on one carnival, and $4,000 for a costume. Skip a carnival. You understand? And take that $4,000, put it in an insurance policy.
But further to that, they're taking loans to enjoy their carnival.
Oh, right. Here we go.
Going in debt. Yeah.
You're going in debt. Going in debt with an insurance policy. You know what I mean? That if somebody dead, something coming.
Right.
For a fact. But Darrell, it was a pleasure.
Well, we appreciate you very much.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you guys.
Any closing words before you go?
Yes, invest in your future. The wealthy plan for generations. You stop planning for the weekend. Plan for the future. Take advantage of yourself and make sure that when it's all said and done, that you live a life on purpose, not live a life that you settle for. So thank you guys for having me on, and I hope to be back in the near future.
Darrell, I want to say this before you go. Your mother did a splendiferous job. I must say that.
I'll pass the word on. Listen, I hear you guys going back and forth all this. Every time I go to his house, I know he's talking to, man.
Look, your dad just says you wait to talk about
that.
Listen, the apple don't fall from the tree, right? I had to get it from somewhere.
There you go. Darrell, thank you so much, man. It was a pleasure.
Have a good night.
Okay, take care.
Pleasant night.
Yeah. All right, folks, we're going to go for a quick break, and we'll be right back after this. Don't go nowhere. Stick and stay. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walshit, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back after this. Don't go nowhere.
All opinions and views expressed by the program. All opinions and views.
That's actually not the one we want, Tony.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE LP 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Whether you drive a Volkswagen or you drive a Bentley, the road remains the same, doesn't it? Whether you speak on a Samsung or you speak on an iPhone X, whoever you're calling remains the same, isn't it? Whether you're flying economy or you're flying business, the destination where you're heading remains the same, isn't it? Whether you're wearing a simple fast track or you wear an Omega or a Rolex, the time remains the same, isn't it? It's quite amazing how we work ourselves up so much with increasing the standard of living that we forget to increase the standard of our life. And which is why wherever I travel, I make an appeal to people. There's nothing wrong with an Omega. There's nothing wrong with a Bentley. God bless you with that, and if you have it, drive it, no problem. But in trying to enhance and increase and improvise the standard of your living, please, do not compromise with the standard of your life. It's not the standard of your living that makes you happy. It's the standard of your life that makes you happy. And very often, we forget to give attention to those things that can truly make us happy. Which is why I always say, things that I'm talking about, they have utility value, right? Not happiness value. Travel business class or first class, good. Travel, no problem. Drive a Bentley, no problem. But in doing so, never, ever compromise on those principles that also improve the standard of your life. And therefore, I always say, some people are so poor, so absolutely poor that all they have is money. That's all they have. That's all they have. I consider that life a poverty-stricken life. If all you have is money, you're the poorest person in the world. Because there's more to life than money. And there's way more to life than what money can buy. And therefore I many times say, if you want to truly know how rich you are, drop a tear and see how many hands come forth to wipe that tear. Ladies and gentlemen, our happiness and our increased standard of life is not in things, it's in people. It's relationships. It's meaningful, heartfelt, deep bondings of love that bring fulfillment to the heart. It's those meaningful exchanges of love that we share with each other in relationships that brings true joy to the heart. And isn't it the greatest irony that something that brings in the greatest fulfillment we very conveniently neglect in just running after increasing and enhancing our standard of living?
We are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Don't forget, folks, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook and X. Subscribe, WZYE TV and YouTube, and you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509. Text and voice notes are welcome.
You know, Tommy, it's interesting, right, Tommy? I wonder if they do a survey in Trinidad and Tobago and ask people on the streets how many people have life insurance. I wonder what it will be like.
I think, well, I'm not sure what it is today, because since the CL financial debacle, a lot of people withdrew. But there was a time that life insurance was very popular in Trinidad. Because I know a lot of people made a lot of money selling insurance.
Well, Clico is still there.
Yeah, but since the fallout, a lot of people took their money out and didn't even bother.
You know, Tommy, you know, as you say that, right? So I'm teaching in my class about that certain big companies were too big to fail in the United States of America. Because if they fail, it will have a drastic effect on the market. And the company that I use as an example is AIG. You know,
Right.
the government bailed out AIG because
Absolutely.
they couldn't allow AIG to fail because it will have a drastic effect on the market. And the government bailed them out, right? But after the government bailed them out and they were got on the right footing, the government didn't continue to manage AIG. They sold it to private investors.
Right.
The difference is that the government bailed out CL Financial, but the P&M government selling all the assets to the 1%.
You see, the societal corruption is a big problem in a place like Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, but the sad thing, Tommy, is that CL Financial was the last black conglomerate in Trinidad and Tobago. And to me, with our Prime Minister Raul, you tell himself he's the blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago. I thought he would have wanted to save, under his watch, a conglomerate where he had an organization of people who looked like him, who wanted to purchase all the shares of CL Financial. He would have done within his best to see that make that happen. But then again,
if you held your breath, then you'll be in serious trouble today. Because
you're wicked. That wickedness, Tommy.
Yeah, I have to treat you in that manner because we have to face the reality. Like one particular person say, you could drink any kind of tea, bush tea, cocoa tea, green tea, but you must drink reality.
So I'm not drinking reality then.
Because we see and we recognize what we're working with when it comes to governance in Trinidad. I don't want to call. I have to be immaculate with my words. I don't want to say the wrong things and wind up putting myself into a situation that I may regret later.
All right. So let me play that for you in Calypso. What are you trying to say? Listen to
right.
Yeah.
She's going to be singing Plight of My People. Make some noise for Lady Gypsy.
No plight of my people. Too much a one thing good for nothing. Too much a good thing never enough. I don't know why my black people cannot see. No party never care about we. Every election we so devoted. How we love up we P&M. As soon as election come and go, it's only problem after problem. How could we cope? Man lost their hope. I ain't seeing no solution. Every time P&M come in power, it takes a toll on black man. I don't want to sound like a racist, but this is what I can see. They just take care of the race, but they damn well know they have we. I want to ring me bell, wake up Eric Williams, tell him the party found him P&M needed immediate attention. Ring me bell, wake up Mother Cornhucks, tell she to cast a spell on we party, not what it used to be.
Tommy, we had to wake up Mother Cornhucks, boy.
Yep. Yep.
Tommy, we had to wake up mother corn hugs for you. I know
Yep.
that's what you're talking about. So I said I'm gonna play it in song for you because
All right. So I don't become errant with my words.
yeah, so the car said Tommy say. You know what I mean? You don't want to get in your case, Tommy. They go say, yeah, that fella, he said, but I want to play something else for you, Tommy. And well, first of all, let me put this up on the screen though. Let me put this up here. Where is it? Where is it? No, it's not. Oh, it's in one. It's in one. Here we
The
go.
only constant in life is change, you know. And but further to that, the more you live, the more you learn. And anytime you stop learning, you're not living.
Correct is right. So I always used to ask the question, where's the economic development, economic empowerment, economic inclusion, and access to capital for Black people and Black business in Trinidad and Tobago, especially under the blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago, Prime Minister Rowley. Right? And I came up with this, Tommy. And you remember the Prime Minister was talking about the Black lady here in United States of America, and she has her own company. But
yeah,
her company got big because of set aside contracts. Right? That's how her company was able to grow, and then she could compete with the big boys. So you will think that the Prime Minister understanding that, and he called himself the blackest man, that we would have seen something maybe similar, you know. But Tommy, you think he's scared to do anything to empower Black people? You think he's scared?
I don't know why he should be if he is. Because a balance in the society would create much more greater harmony.
And this is something I got with respect to. This came out of from. Listen to this.
The People's National Movement, PANOMI, is the oldest political party in Trinidad and Tobago. It was founded in 1956 by Eric Williams, who became the country's first Prime Minister after independence in 1962. The PNM has been in power for most of Trinidad and Tobago's history, and it is currently the ruling party. The PNM has not implemented a broad-based Black Economic Empowerment (BBBEE) program like the one that exists in South Africa. This is likely due to a number of factors, including the PNM's reluctance to adopt policies that could be seen as discriminatory, as well as the fact that there is no strong consensus among Trinidadians and Tobagonians on the need for such a program. BBBEE is a policy framework that seeks to redress the economic inequalities created by apartheid in South Africa. The BBBEE framework is based on the principle that Black people should have a meaningful share of ownership and control of the South African economy. The BBBEE framework is implemented through a system of scorecards, which measure companies' performance on a number of BBBEE criteria. Companies that achieve a high BBBEE score are eligible for a number of benefits, such as preferential treatment in government procurement. The BBBEE framework has been controversial, with some critics arguing that it is unfair to white-owned businesses. However, the BBBEE framework has also been credited with helping to improve the economic position of Black South Africans. Whether or not Trinidad and Tobago should implement a BBBEE program is a complex issue with no easy answers. There are a number of factors that would need to be considered, such as the potential impact on the economy, the views of the population, and the political feasibility of such a program.
KFC, welcome.
Hey, Mr. Washington, Uncle Tommy, good night.
How are you going?
Good night, KFC.
Good night to Punjani family, look to listen.
How are you going, man?
Oh, Mr. Washington.
Yeah, man.
You know, Fees that knows that, you know, I train this punch today, and they try to use psychology on me.
Yeah. I hear it. I had also call right away, man. But he take my call, but I give him credit and he take my call. Because he passed away.
Then, I mean,
go ahead.
Street, I meet the minister. I so blessed. I talking to a young lady with the minister that's being taken there. And the young lady tell me, but we were lucky. The minister don't pass through this door, so she just pass through the back. So I see the minister and I treat my kids and show the minister thing, and she tell me she go look into the case. Take my the car, she take it and she fall and everything. And up and now I waiting for a call for the minister for a month now. So I see their show a story the day before with a young guy. I'm glad he get the assistance because the condition where you live in there. But when they see he get a call for the minister for the morning.
Huh?
Yeah, he was giving the story today.
Yeah, I am. But KFC.
So I had him number. I send him all my vital information, everything in there. Up to now, me go back my response. Like she see any messages and all kind of thing.
KFC, is it a possibility that
like a victimization? Like the don't tell you who's KFC and all kind of thing, but so quick she grab my ID cash when we saying that he pretend. Well, born all the PNM.
And the analogy that they'll use didn't really make any sense. It didn't make sense.
They'll shut up the matter.
Yeah, they're doing gymnastics. That's what he doing. they're going to the Waffle House, you know. And so I tell them, I say, listen, if you the government of a country, a person supposed to be able to support whatever the party they need, they want to support. And if you're the government, they could say what they want about you, right? You have to support all of them. You're supposed to support everybody, not just PNM people alone. Because I say anything about the PNM, you go victimize me.
But that political station will deal working. It have two people there. I know for sure. They victimize the people there. Wash it.
Yeah.
Because them are strong ties with the PNM. You see they bring in ministers and kind of thing in there.
Yeah.
Well, watch you tonight and see. And in news tonight, the fights and corruption, about 60-something corruption, Mescan or some kind of. You see the story?
No, I didn't see that.
No.
With who?
Mescan.
Who is that? You senator, man? Hello?
He lost him.
Nah, he's still there. KFC.
Yeah, I know walk outside them.
Yeah.
Most of them not coming down. I was trying to pay it off here.
Yeah, send it for me. Yeah, send it for me. Send it for me. Yeah, man.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, Tommy. So I was to play that story they told me because you will think that something would have been done. But all right. So Hanif says, Pro, you have to understand this. Tell people what they want to hear and they will listen. That is what gives them hope. Once they have that, you have them. Give one or two and give one or two and you the rest. Okay. Patricia, welcome. Tommy, Hanif says, Uncle T jamming hard. Go easy on Pro. Hey, look, Sergeant Ramsey inside, boy. Ramsey, how you do? Sergeant Ramsey, how you going, brother?
Good night, Vic.
Good night. Good night to you, man. Blessings at all the trimmings, man. Hanif, yes, so I wonder how much money Wassa making from them fellas. Hanif says, used to have life insurance, but I had to cash it in after I lost my job. After I got another job, paycheck to paycheck, I couldn't get another. All right. S. West says, good job, Darrell. The very best in your business career. Yeah. They say the apple don't fall far from the tree. Your mother did a good job. And your father sending message for him to talk about him. Tommy. you know, like he trying to bribe his son, Tommy. Talk about me. Oh God.
Yeah. Take it easy on me, Gene. Take it easy.
No, but
take it easy with me, Gene.
I accept the man painting in track to bribe his son, to try to bribe his son so his son could talk about him. Let the man talk about whoever he wants to talk about. You know what I mean? The mother should have sent him a text to talk about me. COP, welcome. COP inside.
Good night to you all, Street.
Good night.
And good night to you, Uncle Tony.
Good night, COP.
Good night to UKFC and the family. Hello?
Yeah, we hearing you.
What,
Go ahead.
you hear me there?
Yeah, we hearing you loud and clear. Loud and clear.
What KFC speak just now there about the corruption, the procurement regulator, Scanner.
Oh, COP. I have that story to play. I have that story to play with
Yes.
How much
But
it
it's
is?
sad. And I wouldn't, let me don't mention nothing about it much. I will let you play the story.
Yeah, let me play this story.
But it's
Go ahead.
It's sad.
Yeah.
What we see, you know, you play that story and then we will make we continue.
Yeah, man. Yeah, let me play that story. Tommy, yeah, let me play that story for you. Tommy, I was shocked when I see this story. I ain't gonna lie to you. We have procurement in Trinidad and Tobago. Well, I don't even know if it's procurement anymore. You understand? But I want you to listen to this.
Go ahead.
Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on there. Hold on, Which one is that? Okay, hold on. I wonder if I put up that story yet. Okay, all right. I know what I'm gonna put it up. I didn't put it up. Hold a minute. But I want to play this story.
Why do you look for that story? I must say that it's really sad. It's really sad the way they hung in Christopher Hill.
Yes. He was on Power 102, and we have a quick thing about that too as well. Let me see if I get that. We go play a quick thing about that. What he has to say. Tommy boy, we country boy. It you don't want to say it gone boy, but it's going day by day boy. Well, I think it gone already. Yes, I think it kind of gone. To be honest with you, I think it kind of gone. You still think we have hope, right?
Once there's life, there's hope.
Once there's life, there's hope.
Of course.
Okay.
And I think when you push the people into a corner and they have no other choice, they'll have to do what the next best thing.
What's the next best thing?
Retaliate.
What is the form of retaliation, Tommy?
Hey, 2025 coming.
Oh, here we go. All right. Let me get this story up here. I just had it sitting there. Okay, it didn't go up there yet. Yeah.
Because there's only so much people can take, especially with the runaway crime situation.
Yeah. So, all right, Tommy. So here it is.
Switch to Chrome.
Let me play this story here. Hold on. This is with procurement in Trinidad and Tobago. Since COP raised it, I saw this and I couldn't believe it. Let me get it here. I want you all to listen to this carefully. Yeah?
Let's see.
Make sure that's up there. Okay, here it is. Okay, listen carefully, folks.
Procurement regulator. $5 billion in contract awards not fully competitive.
Tommy, you hear that?
Yep.
5 billion.
Billion with a B.
Yes. They could say a double B. You know, like we had a rating a triple B before?
Right.
It's a triple B here. Yeah? 5 billion. Yeah? Let's go.
And the past year, some $5 billion in contracts were not awarded by public bodies by fully competitive tender/procurement methods.
So tell me, what is the purpose of procurement?
You mean the regulation?
Yeah, what is the purpose of it? What's the purpose of the regulation?
To fool people. To make you believe that governance is good.
To me, I will say again, we are slowly but surely losing all the independent institutions in Trinidad and Tobago under this Prime Minister Rowley-led government.
Well, it's gone from creeping dictatorship to full speed dictatorship.
Full speed ahead, Tommy. Is the Olympics we in now, eh? The Olympics we in now, eh? We running speed ahead, right? Fast. Hold on, let me take this one. Yeah, move defender. You want to call back when you finish this procurement one here?
Let me just say one thing before I call back.
Yeah.
You know what's the purpose of the procurement?
What's the purpose?
To remove all small man. Continue your video.
All right, man. Thanks. Hear that, Tommy?
Yep.
Oh boy.
And he's got his finger on the pulse. He knows what he's saying.
Correct. So he has his finger on the pulse, so he know what he's talking about. Tommy, when I see this here, I say, wait. Anyway, let me continue.
This was revealed in the first annual report to Parliament, 2023 to 2024, of the Office of Procurement Regulation, OPR, laid in the House of Representatives on September 9th. This revelation came against a backdrop of many public bodies not yet being compliant with the amended Public Procurement and Disposal of Public Property Act 2015, as also stated in the report. The act came into force on April 26, 2023, along with the repeal of the Central Tenders Board Act. While the Act, Section 37, said each public body must submit quarterly reports listing all contracts it had awarded for procurement, the report's executive summary said this reporting rate was unsatisfactory and mediocre. It listed the overall contract reporting rate as 38% Q3 2023.
Tommy, 38%. Them worse than the SCA, you know.
Wow.
38%, you know. I don't get it.
Oh boy.
I don't get it.
44% Q4 2023.
44% quarter 4 2023. 38% quarter 3 2023.
51% Q1 2024.
51% quarter 1 2024.
And 49% Q2 2024.
49% quarter 2 2024. So Tommy, half, most of the time, half of them things is corruption. Half of them. Corruption. They gain it to who they want to give it to. Plain talk, bad manners. Eh? This PNM government, when people say they're wicked and evil, people that say, oh God, all you shouldn't say that. Why they saying that?
Alongside this, the high absence of procurement committees in public bodies could lead to challenges from affected parties during a procurement exercise, the report warned. The summary then listed about $5 billion in awards being made by methods other than fully competitive ones.
$5 billion being made by methods other than competitive ones. You know what that means, Tommy?
Yep. Corruption, kickbacks. God knows. Only God knows what.
Halfbacks, runbacks, all kind of backs in it. All kind of backs.
Let me tell you something. Manning had a program that seemed like an affirmative action program. I was working in spreading the wealth around and pulling up the small men. You hear what I said?
Yeah, I listened to you. I hear exactly what you said. Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. Well, it is the reverse on that Prime Minister Rowley. He put in
Total opposite. Total opposite.
Yes. As far as he concerned, the black man could go down in the sub-basement. That is it. Black businessman, all you go down in the sub-basement, man. All you have to wait. What we're going to do, we're going to make the rich richer, and hopefully some crumbs fall off the table, fall off the table, and all you get by all you in the sub-basement.
You see, in Manning time, I wouldn't even say it was just black man. I would say all men got considered.
Small men.
All men.
Yes, but the small man was considered too.
Whether it's black, Indo, Dogla, Spanglish.
Spanglish.
All men got considered.
Yeah.
Indo.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And Tommy today, forget it. And Tommy, mind you, if you're a small contractor, you have to keep your mouth shut. You cannot speak anything that they think is negative against the government, because you'll be demonized and victimized. Nothing for you. Nada. You have to be a P&M and hush your mouth. I think I have a fella, a contractor who does call, I think, Sharon Felix program. I think he's some type of man. I know he's not short, but he's some type of man. He's a P&M contractor. Boy, Tommy boy, when you hear he call the radio station, boy, he's singing like a red balize, boy. He's have a balize bird?
Not that I've ever seen.
Okay. All right, let's continue.
In Q3 2023, this was 51% of awards made and totaled $0.58 billion. In Q4 2023, it was 78% of awards and was worth $1.48 billion. For Q1 2024, it was 70% to a value of $0.9 billion. By Q2 2024, it was a whopping 87%, valued at $1.9 billion. The tenet of competition reinforces the founding principle.
Tommy, you hear them numbers, boy?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then people don't want to say, under this prime minister, we have had no corruption. There's been no corruption. Or they figure out, talk about corruption, huh?
Principles of fairness, equity.
Yeah? But when you listen to the what does call the station again? The Mugabe station. I don't even know what does call this station. That station with the pastor with the internet search engine name, and Miss Fallacious in the morning. Yeah? When you listen to them, Tommy. Oh God! Tommy boy. Anyway,
and value for money enshrined in the Act. However, despite the new procurement regime advocating open bidding, the OPR observed an excessive use of limited and non-competitive procurement methods were
limited and non-competitive procurement measures. Limited, Tommy? Limited and none. Look.
Over time. Single and sole source methods were frequently used, indicating a level of resistance to the use of open bidding.
Single and sole source, Tommy. Tommy, you know what, Tommy? You know what? Maybe they just need to blow up this procurement thing. Maybe it's just a mirage. Maybe it's a mirage. I don't know.
That's all it is.
It's a mirage. Yeah. It's a mirage. Let me continue to listen.
Methods by public bodies. However, the report also noted inadequate infrastructure and resources to support the required changes. These inadequacies included technological, human, and financial resources. The report also noted a declining number of private contractors and suppliers completing registration in order to advance.
Tommy, a declining numbers. Oh God, the good enough. Oh boy.
To pre-qualification at the OPR. In Q4 2024, some 10,794 suppliers/contractors were registered, but only 1,494 had advanced to become pre-qualified to bid on contracts. In Q1 20.
So Tommy, 10,000 registered, only 1,000. That is 10%, you know. That is only 10%, you know, Tommy. You know what, Tommy? I would like to know what are those 1,000 companies. I like to know who they are. You know what I mean? Just to find out. Anyway, let me continue.
2024, public bodies awarded $2.5 billion in contracts, and in Q2 2024, the figure was $3.3 billion. The report gave a figure of $2.8 billion for Q3 2023 and Q4 2023, but then said that data was unreliable. The report said companies had to register in the OPR's depository to encourage accountability, transparency, competition, and market outreach. Significantly, by the end of Q2 2024, a total of 15,149 suppliers and contractors from the Caribbean, Europe, Asia, Central and South America, Australia, and the Middle East commenced registration in the depository, with 2,569 being pre-qualified for 23,996 lines of business. Regarding redress for any participant in procurement or disposal, the report noted 49 complaints made by way of whistleblowing. Of the 49, some 8 were under review, while 41 were closed owing to insufficient evidence or other reasons. The report said the Simplified Procurement Regulations 2024 were developed to address strict pre-qualification requirements, which themselves may limit competition and pose barriers to participation to certain suppliers and contractors. Consequently, its transition into law is expected to stimulate accelerated interest and participation, thereby enhancing competition, local industry development, and providing the impetus for the adoption of sustainable initiatives. The report said the simplified procurement regulations aim to streamline the conduct of lower-value procurements worth up to $1 million to ensure efficiency and continuity in the procurement process. The report advocated for small and medium enterprises, SMEs, so as to promote local industry development and sustainable initiatives. Accordingly, micro-procurement and small-scale procurement were introduced to allow for greater simplification, better value for money, and flexibility of the procurement process. The chairman's foreword by Beverly Kahn said public bodies had many challenges with timely and effective reporting, which overall made problems in reconciliation and validation to the extent that compiled data was unreliable. The decision was taken by the OPR to delay reporting so as to provide a fair opportunity to public bodies to improve their level of reporting, thus providing an accurate and comprehensive report to the Parliament. It is against this background that the office pivoted course to understand and resolve, as far as possible, the reporting and compliance challenges faced by public bodies with a view to accelerating their knowledge and understanding of the new system. The foreword said public bodies, suppliers and contractors, and the OPR itself all had much work to be done.
Okay.
What is the purpose? And what is the purpose? What is the
The
purpose?
OPR?
Yeah, what is the purpose of it? Party welcome. What is the purpose of the OPR? So, over the fender and COP, what is the purpose? Miss Atlanta, welcome. Miss Atlanta.
Yeah, good evening, Wall Street.
Good evening to you.
And Tommy.
Good evening, Miss Atlanta.
That what you read out, well, I was getting difficulty because remember, I like to listen things right through, but you see how you were stopping every minute to explain. But then, although I didn't understand in the first place. But anyway, Tommy and Wall Street, where was that report that was placed in the Parliament?
Yeah.
That report that you're reading from?
Yeah, it was placed in the Parliament. Yeah.
That report, who laid that report?
Had to be the government.
I'm not hearing you. Hello?
Had to be the government. The government.
Not the government. Listen. Right, but what name? Who laid the report? If it's the Ministry of this, who made the report? That report you're reading from, where was it tabled, or who is the author, or whatever?
I ain't sure.
Because you see, Tommy, I don't know, I don't know. Everything that, like how you read out that, every company, business, place, whatever it is, right? You're dealing with money and like business and all this kind of thing. You're supposed to have an annually, biannually, yearly, or whatever report on whatever before the year finished. So going into the new year, you would have known how much, when, where, why, and what. Now, I am just saying that I'm not into anything. I'm just saying it makes sense, right? because when you say this person didn't put, the people didn't get this and this wasn't, so many efficiencies, you have to give an account. I look at the simple things like the man who's selling doubles, the hundreds of double cards there. You think they don't know how many doubles they sell, how much money they have to make by the end of the day? They know what they did? They do? And that is just a doubles person. I could tell you that, right? They know how much flour they make 5 o'clock, because I have friends who their mother and thing was double people, and they know how much flour they use at the end of the day. By 9 o'clock they sell out this and they know.
You know, yeah.
And I a doubles man. You're going to tell me you have a people in governance, and I can't understand the, as you say, the people in office, how they do. It's the non-accountability, right? And then they're saying that how you could take something and you don't know. That's what I'm telling people. How could you? I don't ever blame a government for nothing. Because once my big mouth there, I say let it be so, because they like it so. Because we have to be an account. We have to make them accountable. If they don't want to be accountable, we have to do it. Right? It's our money. What you saying? You said the black man. You calling Rowley the biggest black man, and he doesn't.
No.
He owns nothing. He only has his salary.
Mr.
That is
Lanta.
his salary. Hello?
Mr. Lanta, I don't call him the blackest man. He said he could be the blackest
said,
man.
right.
Yeah, he said
right.
that. Yeah.
And the way you say like he's not supposed to do nothing more than draw his salary in his mind, whether he black, green, pink, as they say, any jersey he have on. As they tell us when we come in, with any jersey we come in, we welcome in the village.
Correct is right. Yeah.
Well,
correct
he wearing whatever. Remember Wall Street. The only thing he has to account for is the salary. You see the people money? If anything go at us, it's on us. Right? And they always say, especially the PNM motto years ago was, we like it so. So when people be blaming and saying they have to do nothing more than get a salary to them. Right? They draw their salary, right? Whatever you give them, whatever you say, or whatever the minister and correct it. And some of them can't read and write, so you have to forgive them because they mightn't be able to correct it. Right? Because half of them are, So I understand, but we are not taking blame, because the thing you read out there, you hear that 71 million, you hear that thing billion. Who money is that? That is so. I could come and tell you, Wall Street. You think you could stand up and so I could come and tell you what you're supposed to have in your wallet and what is supposed to give your wife or give your children or anything. We have to be accountable too. We have to make sure that you understand. And let me tell you something. I agree with Tommy when you say Wall Street. Do not get perturbed. Do not be worried. You're talking about if you think this country, my foot. Let me tell you, the ham will be there Christmas time, right? The costumes have been bought for Carnival. Right? A lot of people already pay for the costume for next year. For thousands of people, okay? So do not worry. If these things are flowing and going as usual and normal, what are you worrying about? Right? And as Tommy said, where there's hope, and a Trinidadian believe in hope, right? Because they hope to have a good Christmas, they hope to have a good Carnival, and they will hope to have a good whatever running of the country.
Thank you.
That's the only thing I could say, because everybody's taking it. You read that. Who you think, the thing you read out there, you think people will be aghast? You think they'll be like you? I am shocked.
Nah, they go defend that. Them PNM people go defend that.
No, but besides that, not only PNM, everybody, not only the PNM, well, I'm not saying everybody.
Yeah, that's some people go after that and say, nah.
Yes, it have the knowledgeable people and have the people with sense.
Yeah.
You know that. But even if the PNM or whatever, as you say, says okay, even if it's not okay in their brain, it will be okay. Because even the PNM people sometimes might not agree, but
But Mr. Atlanta, some of them PNM people don't know nothing about that procurement anyway. Them could care less about that. Them don't know
some
nothing
of them
about
what?
Some of them don't even know what that procurement legislation is, so they could care less about that.
But why are you saying some of them, the other people, too, not only the PNM?
Ah.
I told
Sir,
you, yes, a few who have sent, but I am telling you, you don't go and ask everybody, not PNM alone, a Trinidadian, what is the, me too? You could ask me. They would know the first thing. They would know when, where, what. Some might be a little knowledgeable, but it matters not. That is not ham or beer or rum or whiskey or anything.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah, man. Thank you, Mr.
So,
Thank you, Miss Atlanta. It's always a pleasure.
you know, so I could kind of explain it.
Yeah.
Have a good.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
Thank you so much.
Have a good.
You know, and what she's saying is sensible. To the fact that it don't matter if you're PNM, UNC, PDP, or whatever. Some of them just don't give a hoot.
Mover Defender, welcome.
Well, Uncle Tommy, well, I know about it, eh? Because if I send you 2 pictures, that's not watching. If you want, you can post them.
Yeah, I see it.
I registered with the OPR since last year. And you see how much pending, still pending?
Yeah, I see it. Yep.
All of it pending still for them to pre-qualify me to bid for these type of line items. I was rejected one because of expired NIB certificate, expired VAT certificate. That would they reject me for, right? No problem. They accepted me with one. That is derelict vehicle removal and waste disposal. Right? But Wall Street, what they're not telling people is every 6 months some of these documents expiring. A small contractor like me, Wall Street, who do have an office staff, right? Who doing this daily. I am going to get pushed out of this.
Right.
The small man gonna get pushed out of this. The double vendor who can sell the government 100 doubles. The food vendor who can provide food for the government. You think these people so up to time to do these things? But everybody will find an excuse for it. When $5 billion was sold to elected Wall Street, and not one contract ended up in mobile Avenue.
$5 billion.
And we in mobile Avenue will find the most excuses to defend this. But what should I know I call for? Although this is an important thing to me, me call for this. 2 things I call for tonight. What you want me? Real butter. I'll go to me touch on one tonight. Christmas list. And I call the names.
Yeah.
KFC, Mobile Defender, Iowa Judge, Kevin. And I can go on and on and on. And all these names have one thing in common.
Victimization.
They're being victimized.
Yeah.
Under this government.
Correct is right.
And if we allow it, I don't know this saying so good. I think it's when they came for the Jews, nobody said anything.
Yeah, I have it. I will play it.
I hope when they come for you,
you
PNM supporters, who defend anything under the God's green earth, I hope when they come to victimize you,
nobody left.
You will look around for no help.
Could there be nobody there?
Because there will be nobody. What's what Christmas list going through? Me not fan of Christmas list. We don't come out. Please. But watch what this gentleman is going through. They're trying to deport a man and they have the passport.
Imagine that.
You can make up this bullshit.
No, you can't make that up.
It makes no sense.
For money laundering and have no evidence.
Yeah. And you want to deport him and you have the passport. You have the passport.
You want to deport him and you have the passport. You tell he's undesirable.
Yes.
But he came up for a court date.
Yeah. Yeah.
He insists that he comes to the court and he couldn't do it virtually from Canada.
Yeah.
In his own country.
And the court hearing is virtual, but it had to be virtual in Trinidad, not away from Trinidad.
You can't do it nowhere but Trinidad.
Imagine.
Or they take his passport as he reach in the country. I'm going to deport him. And if we allow it, because we allow it on Wall Street,
we allowing? Yeah, we correct. And that is the point. That is exactly the point. Because
that is why when I call, I tell them, they don't hate me for my comments, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm not doing that with Iowa no more. Right. I see one agency, I pay a bill, agency going all small contractors come over.
Yeah.
But pay a bill, agency first. I think I don't know what should.
Yeah, I listened to it.
First, you know.
I listened to it. That's
one more thing I want to go before I leave.
Yeah.
And this is dedicated to my friend and who defend everything. Patricia Reed, good night.
Yeah, Patty, good
Gordon
night.
Joseph, good night.
Yeah, Patty, good night.
How are you feeling that Federal Hines in the PLM party since she's a baby? Foster Cummins, Penelope Beckles, Robinson Regis.
I know where you're going. Who else?
Who calls some names Wall Street?
Well, who else going? Go ahead. I know where you're going. I know where you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know where you're going.
Scotland.
Yeah. I know where you're going.
But that's a call.
Emery Brown.
Emery Brown. Donna Cox.
Yeah, around long time. Long time. Yeah.
But is a baby.
Yes. And they had him ask him, maybe he could be next prime minister. Emery Brown, yeah. Penelope Beckles could have been the next prime minister.
Oh, that's a baby. Coming politics in 2015 and call him Mr. Prime Minister.
Yep.
Good night, Patricia Reed.
Yeah. Gordon Joseph and PNM Fox.
It's a worship.
Yeah, man. Bless. Tommy, imagine that?
Yeah. Listen, man. Some people will realize that when you're asleep at the wheel, you could crash and burn.
Yep. COP, welcome.
Wall Street and Uncle Tony.
Yeah.
Let me say we, Papa.
We, Papa.
Hitting hard tonight.
We
hitting hard tonight. You see why the PLM like you, Wall Street? You see why the PLM like you? They're hitting under the belt. You get me the good?
Yeah, man, we getting you loud and clear, man.
Under the belt.
Loud and
clear. When you hit under the belt, you're supposed to get a red card. But I want to go back with that video you play from 1956 too. When Eric William became the first prime minister. Eric William was the first prime minister for Port of Spain South, and
yeah, I think
he
was the representative for Port of Spain. Yeah.
Right. Plus the MP, plus the prime minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And all, you hear me there, Washington?
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, and all the seats on them in Trinidad and Tobago remain PNM from 1956 to now. They are the most dangerous place in Trinidad to go. They are the most dangerous place. The world telling the citizens, don't go in those PNM places in Trinidad and Tobago from 1956 to now. So we can clearly see that the PNM did nothing, no development in those areas and them. They bring down those areas and them from 1956 to now. All right, let me go with the procurement practices. No, let me go with the, you know, I make a contribution on your program here at time. And I mention when talk show hosts or anybody lying and deceitful and things that is end up getting sick, there's a pressure and diabetes and all these kind of things. And a pastor's son put his hand on his head and he said, Daddy, come, let me pray for you because like somebody throwing words for you on radio. I only hope that son could put the hand on the father's head tonight and said, Daddy, the people then that you're victimizing on the radio, that is to stop. You mustn't do that because nobody should be victimizing anybody on radio. And I hear in which part Dale mentioning talk show host on 91.9, but talk show host where he working, screenshotting people contribution and sending it to ministers. I only hope your son could put his hand on your head and say that is wrong because you're not supposed to be doing that thing. Son, don't be biased to me alone. Let me go to the procurement. You know that $5 billion that they're speaking about in bad practice, that is really misconduct in public office. Citizens all over the world that listening. You know that is just 1 year, September 2023 to September 2024. That is over 60 misconduct in public office. Over 60 bad corruption. Corruption that contract that give out with corruption. And it come up to $5 billion. This is only 1 year in a Wall Street, and listeners all over the world. That is what we face in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. But I'll tell you how we come across with those things. When we have the Ministry of Energy only signing non-disclosure deals, we don't know where our money going. And when we could have $5 billion in bad laws and bad contracts, what happened to all these years? You see why the citizens of this country have to be paying tax and the government just taxing Wall Street. You know, Donald Trump is the only president in the United States tax the rich and up to 10%. Well, Dr. Rowley in Trinidad and Tobago is the only prime minister tax the poor people and them, and he put the laws up to 10% they could tax we. The only prime minister in the Caribbean did that. Tax the poor and the needy and the underprivileged. What kind of prime minister is that? What type of prime minister is that? And if we could have someone, you see how much these ministers and them who are also recused themselves from parliament. You see which part those contractors, them contract going? Because out of 5-6 ministers in Dr. Rowley cabinet, the opposition leader mentioned, and she didn't mention it in parliament, she mentioned it in political meeting. They had also recuse themselves over 1,000 times. When you recuse yourself, what you're recusing yourself for? Because your family company involved in $1 million government contract. And in Trinidad and Tobago, we ministers and them is not just ministers and MP, missing person. They are business people. And these business people and them, they depend on government contract for their business. And why is they are ministers? And recusing themselves from parliament, why is their family company and their own company? Because they just moved the name from the company when they become minister. And their family company involved in hundreds of millions of dollars in contract. And today we see over $5 billion in government contract. I'm not saying that. That is what the procurement regulator mentioned. That is a government institution revealing those facts. And what we're supposed to do as citizens of this country, say great is the PNM or say no call an election. If the people them don't come out in the numbers, and tell Dr. Rowley and the cabinet, no, that is enough. You're not representing us. You thieving from us. You misleading us. You being deceitful and ungrateful, vindictive and conniving. We must stop that. We must stop that. Activists supposed to be walking the whole of Port of Spain. The whole of Port of Spain. Dr. Rowley wanted to bring down the people in Lavante. The people in Lavante to cost camera. Bring the people in Lavante supposed to come down now and tell Dr. Rowley, no, you are time.
Yeah, we had to go. Yeah, man. Thanks a lot, man. Yeah, man. Folks, yeah, we're going to go for the break. Folks, we're going to go for the break. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walshit and you. We're going to go for a quick break. We'll be right back. Stick and stay. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE LP 95.9 FM. The most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
I want you to look at something right now. Think of some major goal you want, or maybe it's one you're already working on, and you have experienced a lot of setbacks, a lot of defeats. You've experienced a lot of disappointment. Maybe you've already given up, and maybe you just need a little fire, a little encouragement to get back in the game again. Here's what I want you to look at. There are winners, there are losers, and there are people who have not discovered how to win. And all they need is some coaching. All they need is some help and assistance, just a little support. All they need is some insight or a different strategy or plan of action to make some adjustments that will open up the key to a whole new future for them, that will give them access to the unlimited power that they have within themselves. That's all that they need. So what I want you to do is think about something you want for you, that's real for you, that's important for you, that will give your life some special meaning and power. And I don't even want you to say, I can do that. I don't want you to assume that. See, 5 years ago, when I started out in this area, I would not have been able to make the mental leap that I would be up to where I am right now. I don't want you to begin to just psych yourself out. No. I want you to be able to say something to yourself that will enable you to maintain a level of integrity with yourself. And when you say this, even when you face tremendous setbacks, it will be a benchmark to keep you in the game, to keep you moving forward and experimenting and readjusting your strategy and your plan of action, continuously looking for ways to win. So what is that something? When you got an idea, you want to move on. You might not have the money. You might not have the education. You might not have the support or the resources you need. What is that something that can keep us going, that will enable us to act on our dream? What's one of those keys that will begin to help us to discover the secrets to our dream? Here's what I want you to repeat after me, please, with power and conviction. Say, it's possible. That's all I want you to do when you look at your dream. Just say to yourself every day, it's possible. Just say that every day to yourself, it's possible. Because what does that do? See, it begins to change your belief system. See, the way in which we operate, ladies and gentlemen, it's a manifestation of what we believe, what's possible for us. Whatever you've done up to this point, all that it really is a duplication, it's a reproduction of what you believe subconsciously that you deserve and what's possible for your life. Most people operate out of their personal history, out of their memory, things they've done, things they've experienced, things they've seen, things that they have observed. What I'm suggesting that you operate out of a larger vision of yourself. I want you to see yourself doing what you want to do, experiencing what you want to experience, having what you want to have, doing what it is that gives your life some meaning and value. Operate out of your imagination, not your memory. Because whatever you look at where you want to go, I'm wanting to warn you, you will have some conversation back here after you go through the data that you've experienced in life saying you can't do it. And so what you want to begin to do is ignore that inner conversation. Well, most people, ladies and gentlemen, when something happens to them, what they do is they begin to believe that that's the way it is. That's the way it's always been. And they can't see the possibility of it being any different. Example, before April 1954, the common belief, the universal belief, because it had been tried again and again and again, and people had failed, the belief was that man was not physically capable of breaking the 4-minute barrier, that he could not run a mile in less than 4 minutes. That was the belief on the planet. It had never been done. But here's what happened, ladies and gentlemen. Roger Bannister came along, and he broke the 4-minute barrier. Now, here's what's significant about that. Since that time, up to this day, over 20,000 people have done it, including high school kids. What changed? 20,000 people. What changed? Here's what happened when they got on the track. They knew it had been done. And because they knew it had been done, there was a new belief about this barrier, about this goal that was unreachable. And those 20,000 people got in a race believing, knowing in their heart that someone had done it, that it's possible, that they could do it. And I'm saying that if you know anybody that had some goal, some dream, something they wanted to do, and they did it, then I'm saying that you know in your heart that if someone has done it, then you can do it. It's possible. And that if someone can make their dream become a reality, that it's possible that you can make your dream become reality. And so as you begin to look at where you want to go, beginning to embrace that, it's possible. I'm blessed and highly favored. I've got a lot going for me. I got some good stuff in me. And it's possible that I can bring my greatness out here in the universe. That I can do what I want to do. It's possible I can write my own book. I can have my own business. I can take the trip and travel around the world. It's possible. I can bounce back from adversity and reinvent my life. It's possible. Regardless of where I am, the things can get better for me. It's possible. I'm thinking about two men right here in Chicago who are fairly successful, similar background, educated. They worked for a corporation for many years, and they were among many people that were laid off. Two guys who were very good friends. One went out looking for a job for several weeks, along with the other one, and they faced disappointment and rejection again and again and again. They couldn't find any work, which is the story of many people across this country. One guy stopped. He became discouraged. He stopped going. He stayed home looking at television, became very argumentative and toxic with his wife, drinking beer, getting on the phone, talking to his other negative, unemployed friends. And he just gave up. The other guy kept looking for a job everywhere he could go. Every time he could get an opportunity, kept asking people, networking, checking the newspapers every day. Kept going everywhere he could, trying to find a job. You have too much education. You're overqualified. You won't be here long enough. He kept going. He kept going. He went to a place and said, look here, I tell you what, if you can't hire me, and I know you can use my talents, abilities, and skills, I don't want to sit home and do nothing. Just let me do some volunteer work. You don't have to give me anything, all right? I just want to work. I want to be busy. Guy said, okay, it's on you now, but don't expect me to give you anything. It's okay. This guy came in and worked. He was the first one there. The last one to leave was the best employee there. About 4 weeks later, one of the top managers quit. They were looking for a replacement. Guess who they selected? This other guy. This guy who was volunteering his time. He got the job. What was the difference between the two men? Eyesight and mindsight. Eyesight is judging on what you see. Judging according to appearances. But mindsight is how you interpret what you see. One guy said, it's not possible, it's over, I'm finished. I can't do it. I can't make it. He surrendered. I faced rejection again and again. I'm not going anymore. There are no jobs out there. But this other guy, he felt that in spite of the no's and rejections, in spite of how bad the economy is, in spite of what the newspapers are saying, that it's possible that somebody somewhere will give me a job. He just kept going, thinking it was possible. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That's what we have to do with our dreams.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Washington and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And of course, share it live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook and X, WZYE TV on YouTube. Subscribe. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509. That's 973-609-6509. Text and voice notes are welcome.
So Tommy, I just got a video here. I want to play the audio. Let me see if I get it. Yeah. Okay, where is it? Let's see. Okay, hold on. Who's that again, boy? Here we go.
That's the one from
No, that's the one with Christmas list.
Yes.
Somebody just sent it to me, boy.
I sent you.
You sent me the one. Did you send me the one from Paul 102?
Which one I sent you? I sent you the
one with the interview on with that guy, JW Blaze.
Yeah, I sent you that.
Okay, you sent me that on where? And
WhatsApp.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if this. Okay, let me see this. Let me see if this is it. Hold on. No, that's the Paul 102 one. That's the long one. There's a short one. Okay, I'll find it. Hold on. Let me see if it's. Nah, I thought it was Nah, it wasn't Mover Defender either. I thought was it Anderson? Here it is. Here it is right here. Here it is. Here it is. Take a listen to this.
Scared to come to Trinidad. You can't. We're scared to come to Trinidad. You can't. A country cannot do this, where they can say cameras are allowed, but you can only film what's going to make us look good. Clean up your country. The front page of today's newspaper is 3 family members slayed in a gang-related killing. So there's no secret. Trinidad knows there's problems. They don't want an international person like myself exposing those problems. So I mean, look, there's nobody willing to come here and film. And if they are, they're secretive, and they'll leave the country, and they'll upload out of fear. My family is going through this as I am. I'm having nightmares at night. The police breaking into my house. What's my next charge going to be? Because there's no evidence of me doing anything that I've been subjected to thus far. What's next? What else? What length will someone go to tarnish my name? Because when this is all said and done, all of the.
So there you have it, Tommy. A very short video. The other one from Power 102 is 47 minutes. You know, so Tommy, I don't know, everybody. I don't know. I really don't know. All of us want to have hope, boy, but it's getting it's getting difficult. KFC, welcome.
Yeah, when I was Mr. Worship, much as a foreigner going through political victimized, much as people who born and grow here, boy. I don't say it's with the PNM, boy.
Boy, hey, listen, I think this is the worst in the history of Trinidad and Tobago.
So the Canadian government watching that at Trinidad and Tobago now, boy, and the world, boy.
Think it easy. But where the Prime Minister? The Prime Minister come back yet?
The Prime Minister that you see a woman and 2 babies, the find them in a tank in Tobago.
What, boy? Man.
The man going to talk to the people that when he come back, you know, he by look at the call election. But what shit? But would that come come and build it. So all the small contractors go get wiped out like mobile defender and them.
Yeah, them fellas getting there wiping them fellas in them out. They're wiping them out slowly but surely. That's the incentive there, you know, to wipe them out. You
That's
understand?
why Sharon Felix and Torman them maybe praising the PNM and loving them so called them are the contract, you know.
Oh, you mean? Oh, you mean?
So them can't talk the PNM but them go get crushed.
Yep, them nice. Them nice.
Them
nice. Yeah, they're nice. They're nice. They're nice.
As mobile defender speak out. A mobile defender campaign for region on Leon's.
Yeah.
They're doing mobile defender. With all that money they play, with all that contract, who benefit from all that contract? What shit?
Who benefit? Who you think benefit?
All that money gone.
Mm.
You know benefit of all that contract? That white noted man Chris Gas Noel Gas, whatever his name is. You get all them contract on them.
Yeah.
They're all the personal friend.
Yep.
Mobile defender is very sad, boy.
It's sad. It's sad.
Yes, sad, but they're trying to wipe out the small contractors and wash it. That's their agenda.
Yep. Yep. It ain't easy. It ain't easy in Trinidad, you know. It ain't easy.
Still balling this piano, not evil and wicked. That's government, boy.
But you're being generous. Yeah, man. You're being generous. Heartless. Yeah, Tommy, go ahead.
Yeah, you see what Albert say?
Slam, please don't travel to Trinidad until the PRM government blues, or else you may get a Christmas-less job. Tommy, Tommy, you know, Tommy, that ain't no joke, you know. That ain't no joke, you know. Well, but say they, you know. You know, I've been told that by several people. But Tommy, think about this, boy. Why should that be, Tommy? Why? Am I lying? Do I come to the radio and lie?
No, you call it as you see it.
So why should it be in a democracy, Tommy? You see our government doing some things, and you're not supposed to say what they're doing because they go try to victimize you.
But it's different for you as a born Trinidadian, I think, than a Canadian. Because you have a Trinidad passport.
Yeah, but
you're not going in as a foreigner. You're going in as a citizen.
Yeah, but Tommy, what's important here is that people are saying, Wall Street boy, if I was you, boy, I wouldn't come to Trinidad. I wouldn't come back to Trinidad under this PNM government, you know. Why would they go so far to say that? I haven't accused and I haven't tried to threaten anybody with bodily harm. I haven't threatened anyone. I haven't threatened the government. Why it is that people are thinking like that? Does it mean to say that, Tommy, we are absolute? Tommy, I'm teaching. Have we become a totalitarian government, Tommy? Are we?
Do you want me to answer that?
Yeah, I want you to answer it.
Anything is possible.
Tommy, you tiptoe wrong bodies here.
I tiptoe. I know why I tiptoe.
Tommy, you tiptoe. Yeah? I mean, Miss Atlanta, welcome.
Hi, I just come to help you out. Wall Street. You know why they will tell you that, Wall Street?
Why?
Remember you took off your what do you call it again? The red juice.
Red sunglasses.
From there you're coming from. Do you remember you were faithful, right? You had that man in your house. You remember he was a guest in your house. So remember the hurt. You remember, so you can't speak like an ordinary person. When coming, you remember a person might like or ain't like and could say what they want to say, but remember it is Wall Street that is speaking. So you're supposed to, as I said just now, hush your mouth. You understand? That would be because you remember you're still dangling the what you throw away the bag?
No, I never.
The bally say eye drops. You see, they're thinking you still have it. Remember when it yes. You can't just Wall Street. You have to use psychology. You're supposed to be singing praises of this man and then getting everything what you want, right?
I listen.
So I just give you a little. I just give because poor Tommy tiptoeing. Yeah, in this kind of situation, how people have poor Tommy tiptoeing.
Tommy put on the ballerina. He put on the ballerina socks, Mr. Atlanta. He put on the ballerina socks. And he
and then he doesn't look like a tall man already.
Yeah, he
it's
tiptoeing.
He looks like a big, massive man. I have him tiptoeing. And of course, man. Anyway. You go.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Okay, later.
Oh, God. Tommy again licks tonight, boy.
I laugh until I cry.
And then he licks in my perfume, boy. Even Albert making fun. We had to start a GoFundMe for legal fees after police arrest and Patty, you think they're going to arrest me if I come to Trinidad? Eh, Patty? You think the PNM going to arrest me? Eh? Mr. Florida, welcome.
Good night, Mr. Handsome. Good night, Mr. Tommy. Good night to all everybody live.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Mr. Handsome. Mr. Tommy. Have a picture anybody. See house with he and Rowley, you know. You'll get tired for now. Mr. Tommy, have a picture with he and Rowley. Hold up and drinking a bottle. Mr. Handsome, if you go to Trinidad, all you have to do is just do drive. Because that is the only thing the police and them arresting drivers. They can't arrest criminal. I mean, so there's no drive. So Mr. Hansen, so with this procurement legislation, right? The reason why small contractors can't get no job, if they give a small contractor jobs, how much kickback if you don't get on that? And the next thing too, the accountants and them small contractors, they can't fix the books. They have that knowledge. They are senior accountants who know how to fix a book. So you don't leave no paper trail and no digital trail. So then the billions and millions of dollars you could get easy in your account without no problem. Because all that money given out and all that, Mr. Hanson, we go pass away and we go born again and nobody ever get arrested in Trinidad.
Oh, Lord.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
You go reincarnate. But Mr. Hanson, the next time you reincarnate, try and reincarnate more like Raul, because I don't know what Raul just do, but Raul had these people and them in a grip.
Yeah, but he good. He had me too. He had me too.
Strategist.
Yeah, he had me too. You understand?
See, Mr. Florida, I think he should reincarnate like Mr. Young, not like Rowley.
Yeah, Mr. Tony, like Young.
Oh, God.
Something, Mr.
I think he come back like Young, he would be better.
Yeah, Mr. Hansman, Mr. Tommy, Rowley's a strategist, you know. It all started with changing the money, you know. When we changed our money to see how much people were saving for the pension and how much people had savings in their account, you know. So then he knew how to come and implement taxes on them, you know. So he get to know people's financial backgrounds and how much money the grandmother saving on that she matches. So he get to know, all right, property tax, and we gonna start to jam them with tax, you know, for the car and all that. Mr. Hansen, remember that night I tell you, mental problems coming in Trinidad. A lot of people going through mental problems. And the hardest thing for a country to go through, Mr. Hansen, is when people lose their humanity and they stop caring about each other, then we ended up in a road just like Venezuela and Haiti.
Yeah.
So call this Mr.
Thank you.
Mr. Tony.
Thank you.
Okay.
Tommy, I don't know where all these people coming out with these things from. Rishi, Rishi, welcome. Wall Street, I will get a warrant out for you as soon as possible if you're in Trinidad. Mean Gene says, you'll be okay if you take me as your bodyguard. Yeah, KFC.
Take me as your bodyguard. You'll ever start washing again, quick call Uncle Tommy.
Yes, sir.
Wash it. You get time, Uncle Tommy telling you, wash it, you're talking too much. You was with the cult, you go against the cult. You was even go against the cult, you're against the washing Berlin. Mr. Tommy, that's smart, man.
Yeah, he's smart.
Mr. Tommy, come back home. Mr. Tommy, where you going to check that thing?
Oh, bless. Yeah, man. Oh, God. Yeah, oh, they're real good enough. Yeah, Patty. Patty says, all on Brooklyn. Patty says, Wall Street, nobody not studying you. Duck living in your head. Laugh out loud. Patty, you talking about no. Anyway, Brooklyn, welcome.
Good night, you Wall Street. Good night, Uncle Tommy.
Good night, sir.
Listeners. But I want to tell Mr. Atlanta, the only reason why Wall Street seeing a different color now is because he went to take a laser thing in the eye by Dr. Darrell. Wall Street did eye operation. The only thing could have saved Wall Street was an eye operation from the PNM.
Oh, God.
You understand? Because Wall Street used to fight me and heavy and ghost and all of it hard. When he call in, so he come in here alone fighting about 10 of you know. 10 of you hitting him hard, you know, and he taking licks back broad. But he going down for EPNM, you know, until he went and did the eye laser surgery by Dr. Della Russo. And for some reason, anytime anybody show Wall Street red, he just says orange. Plus, he don't like EPNM. He called red orange.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Told me they do Wall Street show tonight.
Tonight is.
Listen to Patty. Patty says, Mr. Tommy, you're smart. Wall Street trying to thief your head. Oh, God. Even Patty gaining in first. She gaining, she licks too. Oh, God. Look, SS on is true. It cannot be a joke. It's serious. Okay. All right. Yeah. Patty want to talk about, he said, caller, you're in the matrix. I want to play our next video for you all. Listen to this. I'm going to play this one for you all. Listen to this one. I title all you is election gimmick season. Listen to this, Tommy. Listen to this. Listen to this one. Well, they think these people easy. Listen to this one.
Another PNM election gimmick. Over $3.5 million awarded in home repair grants. Minister of Social Development and Family Services Donna Cox distributed home repair grants to 15 of 221 successful applicants at City Hall, Knox Street, Port of Spain on September 11th. Cox said $3.5 million had been spent on the program for 2024 to date. Cox said 224 applications, or 800 people, had benefited from the house repair program. Cox told the recipients the government recognized home repair could be difficult for a number of reasons. Many families do not have the money to repair their houses that may have been damaged during a natural disaster or simply due to age and deterioration that occurred through the continuous exposure to weather conditions, poor maintenance, improper ventilation, high humidity, substandard building material, and so on. She said the ministry's National Social Development Program unit has the core function to improve the standard of living conditions of citizens of Trinidad and Tobago by providing basic infrastructure for essential utility services. She said the unit offered 3 different kinds of assistance. Minor house repair assistance gives up to $15,000 in materials only for the repair/upgrade of dwelling houses and up to $20,000 in materials only to effect repairs/upgrades in the event of a disaster. Sanitary plumbing assistance gives up to $15,000 in materials only under normal circumstances and in the event of a disaster for the repair or upgrade. House wiring assistance assists with the wiring or rewiring of dwelling houses under normal circumstances and in the event of a disaster that has affected the electrical wiring of the house. She said in total, the grants being distributed on September 11th were $2,338,226.50 for minor house repairs, $570, $111, $80 in sanitary plumbing assistance, and $496,459.22 in house wiring assistance. Cox said the program sought to specifically target the poor and vulnerable groups in society, including, but not limited to senior citizens, people with disabilities, the unemployed, victims of domestic violence, and single-parent households. It has proven to be an instrumental component of the ministry's plan to ensure that poor and vulnerable citizens throughout the country reside under habitable conditions. Steve Warwick, 64, from Davity, said he was grateful for the grant. My home was gutted from fire in May last year. It was really a challenge. It is a good thing the ministry and them are doing because it helped me to do things like electrical and repairs. They gave me some of the grants, which I utilized fully. With this additional grant, I will be able to complete my repairs, and I feel very comforted. A woman said she was a fire victim over 2 years ago. It was a long wait, and I very much appreciate it. Speaking to the media after the ceremony, Cox addressed the challenges of ensuring people did not try to obtain grants under false pretenses. We have been implementing checks and balances over the past year. We work through invoices. We ask people to sign agreements. Some challenges are normal, like receiving incomplete information, or people may not be truthful about their situation. We have hired additional staff to be able to do investigations. It's difficult when there is something like a big flooding disaster because we have to work together with the Ministry of Rural Development and local government, and we take the information from their disaster management officers. Cox said she was elated that many of the recipients were happy to receive the grants. Our mandate is to help, and we really need to help and empower people. Many people are grateful, and we feel for them because when our field officers go out and see their situation, they cannot help but feel it could have been them or their families. Therefore, we try to assist as much as we possibly can. She said the Rural Development and Local Government Ministry acted as a first responder and would pass the information on to her ministry. Cox said the time for someone to receive a grant could vary, depending on whether the applicant submitted incomplete information or if the ministry needed to do an investigation to confirm their application.
Tommy?
Yes.
Listen, I am not saying that is not a good thing, Tommy. Yeah, I'm not saying that.
I'm wondering how much of that grant money is going to wind up in the tax coffers.
But my question is this, Tommy. 2 years? 2 years you had to wait for a grant?
Well, the time is not for September month. It's time for property tax.
Oh, after 2 years. Yeah? Caller, welcome. Caller. COP. Hello? COP, you're inside. Sorry about that, COP. COP, you're inside. Sorry about that. Hello?
Yeah, you hear me there?
Yeah, we hearing you now. Go ahead.
Yeah. Roll straight. That clip, this program have a standard, that clip, where now play there? I don't believe it's 300 and something person. I believe it's that 12 person in that picture over there. If it was 300 and something person, they would have all of them, that minister would have want to show everybody in the media. That whole thing is a gimmick and an election gimmick. And that promotion, actually the Ministry of Social Development pay for that ad. Because there's a free ad she get over there for lies and propaganda. Why them will put 12 people alone and 3-4 African people on one side and a set of Bahaji by on the next side and saying it's 300 and something person. Anybody, when they buy snow cone for people, they're going in front of the camera and showing how much people they buy snow cone. Wall Street. So I don't have confidence in that clip over. That is a real PNM gimmick. That is a real PNM gimmick. You play with people's mind over there. Yeah. Program was running nice, and about that clipping over there now. Let social development pay for them kind of hard. Not even 91.9 playing them hard on them, giving them that. Wall Street.
Yeah, man.
Wall Street and Uncle Tony, what's happening in Trinidad and Tobago is very sad. Our money going down the drain. Our money, we not seeing our money. We pass a budget in this country every year for $50-60 billion.
Yep.
The past 9 years, this government start 2 schools from scratch and finish it. This government build 2 police stations from scratch and finish it. This government in the Ministry of Energy, it show us what all right for the past 9 years. Look, we make $5 billion and we're using this $5 billion so that the citizens of this country will benefit from it. Nothing like that. Anything that making money for this country, we not seeing that. And we're not seeing where it going.
Hey, KFC.
We could predict. Smart people in Trinidad and Tobago could predict the next 5 years how it will be if we have a next 5 years our Rowley administration.
Yeah, boy.
Peer pressure problem. More poverty.
COP, really and truly, boy. I ain't lying, boy. For the people of Trinidad and Tobago, boy. I really don't wish them another 5 years under Prime Minister Rowley. To be honest with you, I don't wish that on them.
We get some more library. We get some more library and some more buildings in the zoo.
Yeah, and more swimming pool. You'll get library and swimming pool.
Yeah, but nobody not bathing in them swimming pool. It have more than them swimming pool. You build a swimming pool for people, Wall Street, and the army had to control it. The public can't go there. The army had to control it. That is a swimming pool for the public. That's a swimming pool for privacy. How much athletes come out from that swimming pool? How much of them training for the swimming Olympics? Or in a club swimming over there? None. It come like Brian Lara Stadium. Brian Lara Stadium, it produced 1 cricketer from Brian Lara Cricket Academy.
Not one
in all the years. We spent $2 billion for that.
No, COP. Must have one, you just don't know. That one.
It have none. Nothing in cricket going over. There's only party.
No, I feel
party.
No, I feel that one. That one. We had to find out.
Wall Street is nothing. That's just the cricket academy people saying we papa.
So COP, why we want next academy then? We can't get one out of Brand Academy. We want next cricket academy.
Because Jindal, because Rowley know why that can't happen on Wall Street is because Dr. Rowley know business Indian people will do good business. And he will bring those Indian people them in Trinidad over here. So he go hire the PNM supporters and them to have them in the field still. What business Jindal could do over there that a Trinidadian cricket club cannot do over there? Yeah, why Dr. Rowley didn't take that land over there and give a cricket club in Trinidad? He don't like Trinidadians. He take our money and he do what he want with it. He spend it how he want. Dr. Rowley in Trinidad and Tobago take our treasury and do like this. Mother and father give him that money. Mother and father give you that money so he can spend and do whatever he want with it. Understanding that is taxpayers' money.
Well, it's taxpayers' money.
But that is the fact what happening in Trinidad and Tobago. How Dr. Rowley doing good business in his own private practice? How he doing good business in his sheep pen? How he not failing at all in them things? But when coming to the citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, he failing. Because he not working for us. He next one, he's a businessman too. He's a businessman too. Depending on Trinidad contractor. How come none of them are doing business in Egypt and Switzerland and China? And how come none of them are doing business over there? but just depending on Trinidad economy. Let me get somebody else a chance.
Yeah, man.
Thank
Bless.
you.
All right. I want to play 2 videos for you all. Patricia, Patty, I want you to listen to this, Patty. Listen to this, please. I want you to listen to this. Listen to this, Patty. Listen to this, Patty, you listening? And I want Patty and I ain't see PNM Fox now. But Patty, this for you. Listen to this. Hold on, Listen to this. Listen to this, Patty. Listen to this. Patty, listen to this, Patty. Could this happen in Trinidad and Tobago under Rowley? Under Prime Minister Rowley? Take a look.
He decided not to change that vehicle up to today. That vehicle is what he drives everywhere he goes. He said, no need to change the vehicle, that Burkina Faso doesn't have enough money. Instead of changing the vehicle, he went ahead and bought tractors. And instead of approving SUV for senators, for governors, for local government chairmen, he used the money and bought tractors and sent people to farm. That is good governance. And one amazing thing about Ibrahim Traore is he is not only sitting in government office. In most of his time, he carries his own gun, AK-47 or pistol, by himself, and go to the war fronts by himself. He visits construction sites. He visits poor people from one village to another with the Drover Defender 1991 model. He did not approve any vehicle for anybody. And look at what is happening in Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is now having new airport, new route, new machinery for agriculture. Also, Burkina Faso is now acquiring drones for protection, and so on and so forth. Since he took over Burkina Faso has never had it so good as they are having it now. Because to change economy of a country is very, very easy. Just convert that money you are using unnecessarily, to use it to build factories, or use it to buy tractors. Send everybody to work. Whoever say he don't have work, go to farm. Now, in some countries, when president enter into office, he approved SUV for himself and 4 SUV for his escort and SUV for every governor. The same SUV, which are Toyota SUV, latest model, to the local government chairman all over the country and to the lawmakers and the senators. In most countries, this SUV, the number rise up to 1,000 pieces of SUV. Some of this SUV cost $200,000. In Africa, for example, almost 100% of all the African countries do what I'm talking about. They have SUV everywhere. None of them has ever thought that this money we are misusing would have been enough for us to use it to build factories, because each SUV of $200,000 can actually build 3 factories. Imagine 1,000 SUVs times by 3. That is 3,000 factories. If you have used your mind to use it to build factory, you will be having 3,000 factories every 4 years. But the leader doesn't want to do that. What they want to do is to be buying about 1,000 pieces of SUV every 4 years. Because every 4 years, there will be a new election, a new leader will be elected, a new governor will be elected, a new local government chairman will be elected, and it continues like that. Instead of using the little money Africa has, they are actually spending the money in Japan unnecessarily. After seeing what Jose Mojica did in Uruguay and what Ibrahim Traore is doing in Burkina Faso, I began to thank God. Why? Because we needed a template. We needed a template to show people that good governance is possible and the good governance changes the economy of a country. Burkina Faso is supposed to be the poorest country in Africa. But look at what Burkina Faso is doing. Today, Burkina Faso is much better than countries that have petrol in Africa. Much better than a country that has so many mineral resources that Burkina Faso doesn't. Why? Because the little money in Burkina Faso has been converted into industrialization, into factories, into protection for everybody, not for few politicians who will gather and take the money to Asia to pack Toyota SUV and share it within themselves. And every 4 years, they do the same. There is no way a country will run like that and be better and be productive. And any country who continue to pack their money to go to Asia and buy Toyota SUV every 4 years, that country is running into disaster because the economy will always go down. The country who think about development, who think about production, who think about farm, who think about to make a nice farm, who thinks about good governance will always get better. Thank you very much for watching, and be careful about the type of leader you vote for. If you see a leader who has exotic cars like Ferrari, like limousine, like Maybach, don't vote for them, because those leaders are the ones soaking your country's money. They are the ones making your country not to move forward, because they are spending the money they're supposed to use to build factories on cars. Any country that go to Japan to buy about 1,000 pieces of SUV can never progress. It is not a course, but it is the reality. Because that money they are using to go to Japan to buy SUV would have been enough to build factories and everybody will be working happily, but they never wanted it. Why? Because they wanted enjoyment. Thank you very much for watching.
There you have it.
Yep.
Gentlemen. We have a template, you know, Tommy?
Yep. Ibrahim.
Yeah, we have a template. We have a template. Huh? We have a template. But we have a template, you know. Yeah? But after we have the template, we're going to see the last video we're going to give you guys. Folks, all you know, property tax coming September the 13th. Hey, look, Patty call me Walk Street, yes? Walk Street. Patty call me Walk Street, Tommy, boy.
Oh, well.
Oh, well, I would say. Let me get Patty this last one here. All your property tax coming September the 30th, you know. And all you trying to stop that. All you need to try and stop that. We did our best, you know. Tommy, we get property tax reduced from 3% to 2%, you know. Yeah,
right.
we taking credit for that. But all take a listen. Go ahead, Tommy.
Next year, they're going to ask the tax.
Yeah, Tommy, correct is right. They're going to ask the tax next year. This time is for real. Well, let's take a listen to this part here.
As September 30th deadline approaches, confusion over property tax queries. The Inland Revenue Division of the Ministry of Finance in Port of Spain. While some people say the process of paying the property tax was smooth and the cost reasonable, others are hoping for an extension as they complained of confusion over queries. The deadline for payment of the property tax is September 30th. On September 9th, Newsday went to Government Plaza on Wrightson Road, where several people had issues, including mix-ups in valuation forms and querying the values of their properties. Inside, people were going to pay property tax and run other errands, including payments for ID cards, CXC exams, etc. No one was lined up outside the building, but some people, fewer than 10, were being ushered through security checks to go to their respective departments. To pay it is easy, but if you are making a query, it is disorganized, said one elderly woman from Maryville, who did not want to be named. She said she was querying her valuation, which was more than $2,000. The value of the property was too high, she said. I queried it the first time they sent the valuation. They said if I object, I have to go to the valuation division in Barataria. I am not satisfied with the amount, but they said you have to pay, so I went to pay and then query after because I don't want them to add no tax. One woman from Diego Martin said she had not gotten her valuation form. I don't know anything about it, said Corinne Gomez. I hope they give an extension. A Venezuelan who went to pay on behalf of two other people said she had heard about the confusion over the radio. She had an issue with getting information on the value of her property. I heard this morning people were not getting their papers, she said. I went to TT Post to get the notice. I got the first letter, but I didn't get the valuation. They sent me to Barataria. In Barataria, they told me verbally what I had to pay. Tracy and Nichols said the process was smooth, but she did not get to pay because she had two forms with two different pins and two different values for her Diego Martin property. When they did the assessment of the value of her property, That piece of paper was carrying one pin, and what they sent for me with the value, with the yearly installments, it was carrying a different pin. They had different prices. One was carrying more than $900, and the other was carrying over $400. Same name, different pins, different price. She was told to go to the valuation division in Barataria, like many others. It could be a mix-up, I don't know, but I am going up there, she said. At the Board of Inland Revenue office on Cipro Street, San Fernando, Newsday reporters saw about 30 people lined up outside the office building. They said they had been lined up for about half an hour. Herman Constance from Aranguez spoke to Newsday at Government Plaza, saying he had paid his property tax and was helping 2 other people pay theirs. I would pay taxes quarterly, so I understand the process, he said. A couple of my clients put me on to some people who wanted to pay their property tax, so they will give me the relevant documents and I will help them. He said the process was straightforward and he had no objection to the amount. For me, it wasn't even $600 and that was for the whole year, he said. Virginia Miguel from Valencia said she had no problems with paying the tax. All over the world, you have to pay tax on everything, she said. If the country has to run, it must run on something. When you go abroad and you see the quality of life people live over there, it is because they pay taxes. I felt good about paying it. I felt it was reasonable. About the tax. Property tax, in its earlier incarnation as land and building tax, has a long history in TT, being a feature of colonial and post-independence revenue collection as a source of funding for local government. It served as a significant resource in the 1970s during TT's first oil boom. In 2009, the People's National Movement, PNM, introduced and passed the Property Tax Act, but in 2010, the opposition launched a campaign against it, the Popular Acts the Tax campaign, started by the Congress of the People, COP, and then taken up by the United National Congress, UNC, during their tenure from 2010 to 2015. When the PNM returned to office, it announced plans to introduce a revised property tax based on updated property valuations. Its attempts in 2018 were met with public resistance and legal challenges. Finance Minister Coleman Bird announced plans in 2021 to begin collecting the tax the next year, noting that the last valuation of properties was in 1948. He said property owners had been paying far less than the appropriate amount. The property tax is calculated at 2% of the annual rental value of the property, amended from 3% on March 15th. The valuation is based on the classification of land, whether agricultural, residential, commercial, or industrial, the classification of the building, the dimensions, and modifications. As September...
There you have it, Tommy.
Yep.
Let me play this quick voice note here. Folks, put your closing comments in the chat. Put your closing comments in the chat. Put your closing comments in the chat. Let's play this voice note here.
Hi, good evening to the village bus. With the passengers, I know they have more room. They're trying to get more passengers. Yeah, that is good. That is okay. I support that. The question is where the bus passing, where it will reach. Not too much who driving it. Yeah. So I hope everybody all right. I'm working. Coffee coming. I'm working, so my time wouldn't be as normal. All right, but in between, I'm listening, and if needs be, I will message or call. But I want to guarantee everybody I will never lie, twist what somebody say, take it out of context, and then repeat it out of context. No. Then that is not God. That is somebody else. That is some AI setup. Okay? So they're trying to hoist on us someone who they say has done so extremely well, so well, that the population rejected her. Oh God, I feel sorry for that woman, boy, because I feel she don't want to go through this, you know. But had the 7.5 people who behind her, and they want her because This one mightn't be able to get them what they want, and that one might be able to get them what they want. Okay? So they're trying to hoist this woman on the population, but the population reject. They say, no, no. We look at 10 to 15, and they say no. And I honestly feel they look even beyond that, you know. They look beyond that, you know, because one of them did say, their role is to make this place ungovernable now. You know, when you cast down your losses, because you come with the bat and the cricket game start, you feel you ain't like the out you get, you take your bat and you're gone. Yeah? But the population say no. But guess what? Under her, according to the driver, according to the, I like to quote this part, you know, because they like to quote this part. Fish does rotten from the head. So if the head pushing this, you expect the tail to go somewhere else. So the head pushing under this woman, the black people. Yeah, I ain't going down that race thing, and I ain't up for that. God make one race, different pigmentation. Because God is a God of varieties. You have chenet, you have mango, you have pomsite, you have pawpaw. He make all of them. He make one fruit alone. Right? So they're pushing that. She good, she real good. Look what the population was like. They ain't telling you what was the revenue like in them time. Eh? They ain't telling you that. They ain't telling you the crime rate was going up so high that she come up, well, I don't think it's her advisor, with a state of emergency, even if it means that we have to pay people after. Just lock the tail up. And the blacker, but you have a man here pushing the black thing, and $69 while others getting millions. And the population rejected. You know, they and all rejected it. All the statistics they quoted, they rejected it and put their finger in the dirty reading for the woman. Well, not for the woman, I guess, but for the party the woman lead. Yeah, not only once, you know, not only once. And we, the new church, had to be sitting down out here, standing up, working, running, and listening to them talking about how the PNM so bad and ugly and wicked and dirty and etc., etc., etc. But they didn't vote for nobody else. And all they come on up with this quotation from the book of Dotuishness about, oh, they didn't know, or oh, they didn't see, or oh, they didn't understand it at that time. Big hardback man like you, over 21 years old, tell me about you didn't know. You professor. When you're punching that, I hope you don't use your right hand. Missing, you know. Stop there for now. And I'm welcome for all the big stone and the mud and all the things that will come down on me now. That is okay, because you know what? It ain't touching me. Because I fix. And when I say I fix, I'm talking about peace, joy, and love. Yeah, flowing. I no hate. I no hate, Mrs. Bissessa. I love you. I'm disappointed for advising you, but I love you. You're a nice woman, but you are being abused. Look how much people rejecting your leadership. But it's still her next. And I'm talking about not PNM people, you know. Not PNM people, not PDP people, you know. UNC people. UNC people say, no, you're not good enough to take the range of power. But it have 6.5 of them telling me, hey, vote for this lady. Vote for the party. She, look, I gone. Yes, spoiler, I'm going to do the people work.
Oh, gosh.
You see why they call him Gordon Joseph?
Gordon
Joseph? Folks, we're going to go for a quick break. We'll be right back. Don't forget, send your voice, send your closing voice. Tommy, why? Tommy, we had to just laugh, boy. Send your closing voice. Yeah, put your closing comments in the chat. We'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
I tell you.
Tommy, when that fella call his Comedy Central, you know, I tell you. Oh God. Well, yes. KFC, welcome.
Good night, Mr. Worship.
Yeah, man.
We call the Joseph there. What time we take close off the program? Right? Call the Joseph, you all right?
Oh, God.
Uncle Tony, have a blessed night,
Yeah,
my
man.
boy. Never shower.
Yeah.
KFC.
Bless.
Thank you.
Yeah. Brooklyn. Brooklyn, we just miss you. Tommy, I don't know, eh? I don't know. I don't know. Let me get my closing quote, eh? I don't know, boy.
You don't know, I was.
Yeah, Brooklyn.
Was she good night again? Was she really doing that, right? Was she a call for tonight for you to hand over the punch board to Uncle Tommy? I thought we had such a good show was she tonight. Right? We enjoy it. You really let me listen to all that to was she? Was she come on the score and say he no PNM, he no for country. And I'm at whole contribution was against one opposition party that never do him nothing.
Yeah.
And I want to tell that man who is saying he good at the business fix. Anytime anybody walking this somebody night, because night make to rest and sleep. And when you out there looking for this hour, your business in fix. Right now I sipping on some Hennessy here and I rock back and I relax. And my work hour done since 7 o'clock. You understand? And I want to tell that man who does boast, you continue slaving for the slave masters because I owe your contribution but two. You just make Wall Street show feel like everybody to come the radio with a long, boring, sickening contribution. You have nothing good to say and nobody adapt to your contributions. You're not teaching nobody nothing. You need help, Gordon Joseph. Continue drilling this already night. Oh God, boy. They say when they work night, they get old faster. I'm sorry for you, Gordon Joseph. I'm sorry. Once you talk to me, have a great night until Sunday.
All right.
When you see yourself, you have that man making this two contribution. Cut him short now,
That was it was a voice note. It was a voice note. All right. It was a voice note, man. Tommy, wait, let me get my closing quote, Tommy.
Yes.
Before I get too much trouble for that. Even Miss Atlanta call and spank me tonight. Oh God. I get all kind of licks tonight, though. But I was the Lavantil bubbly tonight, Tommy.
You set yourself up.
The Lavantil bubbly, boy. So, folks, my closing quote: let the light within you be brighter than the storm outside you. Let the light within you be brighter than the storm outside you. From where I said this is it, the clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent. When talent does not work hard, and for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Remember, your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. Go ahead, Tommy.
My closing quote: life is to be lived, not controlled. And humanity is won by continuing to play in the face of certain defeat. Like I say, you, the man in the mirror, you have to become that change that you want to see. But when you look into that mirror, if you don't like what you see, do not blame the mirror. Never look down on a person unless you're giving them a hand up. We will be back on Sunday, God willing. Till then, be safe out there. Love you all. And a pleasant good night to each and every one.
There you go. Thank you. Mr. Atlanta closing quote is: love is to see what is good and beautiful in everything. Sheikh Musafir. Thank you, Miss Atlanta. Let me see. Look, Mr. Florida closing quote. Let me see.
Hey, good night again, Mr. Anson, Mr. Tommy. Blessings to you guys, blessings to all of your family, and blessings to all the callers and everybody on the live. And then again, Mr. Anson. Hey, Mr. Anson, I was fasting down by Gordon house now, and I hear Gordon singing this song.
We really have to go. Oh, we really have to go.
Oh gosh. Oh, Tommy,
Lord.
I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Well, my closing comments. Thanks for the opportunity to share from my heart. I know that there are other programs that I will not attempt to share anything because they had this kind of attitude now. If you ain't saying what they want to hear, they don't want to hear you. They don't care about truth, right? They don't care about, let me think for a while about the other side now. They don't care about that. All they care about is the project, the agenda. That's all they care about. They don't care about truth and balance and reality. I sorry for them. I sorry for them. Because I feel they will end up just how those ended up between 15 to 20 and now 20 to 25. It's a long time I listened to interactive media. And I know some of the voices who say, hey, if them win, I bossing it, I leaving it. They're still here. They're still here. And I don't know if God will allow it, but if the PNM win the next one, I'm listening to hear the voices and them, if they will still be here. God, I'm bossing it. I'm packing up the thing. I'm going. We're going. We're going. Where don't have no gun. We're going where you get work. That's where you're going. Or you're going to heaven then. That's not bad, please. Hey, let me get real now. Let me fix let the agenda be to fix things now. And not to try to mash up and destroy and let me try to fix now. Okay? So we're going again. All the best, everybody. Have a God night. Don't forget to pray. Pray without ceasing. This, all things. God night. Well, why you cut the song, boy? Wall Street, why you cut the song? You should have let the song play, let the other part come in. Back to the parliament.
I tell you.
Let me finish this. Eiley says, Gordon is best to be silent. Hanif says, bless nice everyone. Miss Atlanta just sent something there for you, Tommy. This is for Tommy. Every rock that life has thrown at you are stepping stones for you to reach the top of the mountain. This is for you, Tommy. Miss Atlanta sent this personally for you. Every rock that life has thrown at you are stepping stones for you to reach the top of the mountain.
Thank you, Miss Atlanta.
That's a special dedication to you. Tommy, boy, you're in good grade. I don't get no special dedication, boy.
Thank you, Miss Atlanta.
Tommy, I'm
Thank
glad to
you
hear
very much.
Heidi said I was a madman rant. Hanif said the man disrespecting God by rubbing his balls time. Oh God! And yes. Jerome Moses, welcome, oh God, Jerome. Jerome says Rowley could never win a landslide election. Rowley keep an internal election for their days of voting. All he get is 9,000 votes. Kamala keep an internal election in one day and get 12,000 and some in votes. Mean Jean says, closing comments. Your lead-off interview set the tone for a splendiferous program. That boy, Mean Jean, Mean Jean doesn't really say, that's the first time he says something good. Highly says, answer my feelings a PNM agent. You're faint because why you like to torment us with this pack of nonsense? No, listen. Highly, we said we were balanced and we had to keep it real.
Yep.
And if said, I thought GJ said he don't lie. Nova King's pulling out every open. Oh God, all yeah. All right, let me see. Last two. Caller Kamna get rejected with 19 seats. You have P&M education in your head like Rowley was your teacher. Or what? Okay, Caribbean Soul says, Gordon, so disrespectful, eh? He's trying to say your Maxi have plenty space because you don't have much viewers on the channel. We don't even deal with that. Even if you know Fox have a closing comment. As an American, will I get deported from other countries if I overstayed? Yes, you will. What makes you think that being an American will make it any different? Look, Fox, I don't even P&M Fox, I don't even know what you're talking about. Anyway, folks, that's it. Let me read this last one by Patty. Patty says, oh, she called me Walk Street. Walk Street. I'm calling it just how she said it. Walk Street. When Dr. came in, he stopped government ministries for buying luxury vehicles for use by managers. While under UNC, they bought Benz, etc. And she said, fact check it now. All right, I'm going to fact check it. Folks, we are out of here. See you on Sunday. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you. And don't forget, if you have somebody you think we need to talk to, send us a message. Send us a message in the chat. And if you want to get in the chat, just send us a message at 973-868-1444. See you guys on Sunday. Bye. Everyone enjoy. See you guys.
This is oh Lord, Trinidad and Tobago. This is DJ Bravo. I'm hurting, you know. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. All I see in front of me, nightmares turn into reality. Like somebody build a monster factory. Parliament up against parliament economy. But let the moderators in another body in a jail. Somebody girl child missing, another rape again. And next road stain with somebody's sunburn. Who take the S out of Port of Spain? This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. Now with the love, with the vibes, with the hope. Now tell me something, how we really want we cope. When the children breathing in too much gun smoke. And the Coast Guard can never see a boat. You're sounding like some goats when they come looking for votes. Sit to empty promises, reading like a horoscope. Justice for sale in a fat envelope. Politically, all the answers is a joke. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. All I see in front of me, nightmares turn into reality. Like somebody build a monster factory. Parliament up against parliament economy. But look, the moderators in another body in a jail. Somebody girl child missing, another rape again. And next road stain with somebody's sunburn. Who take the S out of Port of Spain? This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. It doesn't matter the religion, the color, the creed, or the race. It's our responsibility to take care of our place. Champion.